Warren County Sports Authority here on Wednesday night. We are back at Adam Wood Farm Bureau Insurance. I am Jeff Simmons, joined by the host of the show, Trevor Evans and Chris Sullins. And if you're looking at home, and you should be because you're going to have to watch this one on Facebook, we have legendary basketball coach with us, Coach Rick Insell. Coach, thanks for being here, man.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you, Coach talked about it when he walked in. We talked about it today. We're a little nervous, guys. We've been doing this for 2 years, just talking, having a good time, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh man, we gotta get prepped up and ready to go. Trev, did you learn anything today about Coach Insell?
Oh, absolutely. A lot of interesting facts that I'm sure will get brought up later in the show.
Yeah, well, I mean, to do that right now, let's just go ahead and we're going to introduce our guest here a little bit. Coach Insell is joining us right now. When you look at the resume, truly remarkable. Over 700 wins at the high school level, including a stretch where they won. How many games did we say, Trev?
110.
At least 110?
110 in a row?
In a row. One of the most dominant runs you'll ever see. Reached the state tournament just in his second season, went on to win 10 state championships. We also found out that in a stretch of 20 years, he played for the state championship for 15 of those 20 years. Ended up making the move to MTSU in 2005, where he became one of the first coaches, if not the first coach ever, to win 500 high school games and 500 college basketball games, 10 conference championships in the Sun Belt and the Conference USA, 2017 Women's Basketball Hall of Fame inductee, and honestly, just one of the most unique coaching careers that you ever see. Recently retired from MTSU, where he is a legend in the game. Yeah. So, do we miss anything?
I don't know about the legend.
We talk about it. We think he is a legend.
You qualify for legend status on the Warren County Sports Board.
That'd be good.
Well, we appreciate that, Coach. I guess first and foremost, has it been like now when you made the announcement you were going to retire? But what's retirement life like?
Every day Saturday. I really don't have a lot of challenges now. At night you're thinking about what offense, what defense, you're thinking about recruiting, you're thinking about scheduling, you're thinking about raising money. It's just so many things that a head coach has got to do at Middle Tennessee besides just coach. Being very fortunate there to have a great staff to take a lot of that off of me. But now at night when I lay down, I watch Sports Center, NBA basketball, get up the next morning, drink a cup of coffee, and try to figure out what I'm going to do.
He's got a great outlook.
Yeah, very good.
You can tell the pressure's not on him. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, hey,
right.
I turned that over to somebody else.
Yeah.
Well, I went in yesterday. They had a staff meeting, and I walked in on them in my old office, and I'm standing at the door, and all of them are sitting on the couch and around in mats and behind the desk. And he said, "Hey, Dad." He got up and said, "Hey, come on over and sit in the chair." I said, "No, not my chair anymore. That's your baby. I got nothing to do with this." Yeah.
Yeah, that. I mean, it has been an awesome feeling though to be able to go in and, as you just said, you turned it over to your son. What's been that feeling like now, watching him kind of step into that situation, as you said.
Well, it's there'll be some pressure there also because we're so close. I want him to do well. I want him to keep the program where it's at. And I'm telling you, he's just he's more or less done everything since he's been on board with us, as far as recruiting, as far as scheduling, on floor practices, during the games. And of course, he's got the staff that we assembled there with Kim Bruton, Tom Hodges, Nina Davis. They all are staying. And so he's kept that intact. So, if anything, I'm excited about what they've already put together recruiting wise. Mm-hmm. So it's going to be a good year.
Yeah, I'm very interested to see how that goes. I know you'll be very interested in that. We have our first chime in on the Ben Lomond Connect message board. It is Michael Dodson. Says, "Great coach and great person here with us." I'm assuming he's talking about you. He's not talking about us.
No. He's really a good guy.
He's one of a kind.
Yeah.
Big Dodge.
Big friend of the program.
You don't get many people like him now. I mean, when he tells you something, you can book it. That's the way it's going to be. Yeah. And very loyal. I love him. He's part of our family.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to turn it over to Chris because I know we said this before the show. Normally we call Coach Chris,
not today.
Coach is Rick.
This is the
Coach
coach
Rick
today.
tonight. So Sullins is going to because Sullins, you did some digging
I did
today.
some digging today.
You found some facts
We
up.
found some facts, and I think our listeners are really going to they're really going to enjoy and maybe eye roll just a little bit.
Oh, we're going to shake. There's some head shakes going on right now. Go
First of all, we're going to give a shout out to our mutual friend of Rick and myself, Mike Wilhelm. A lot of people know Mike Wilhelm in this area because his son is a legendary track coach at Warren County High School. Mike Wilhelm kind of set this up for us, and we appreciate Mike doing this. But one thing I learned today talking to Mike, Jeff threw out some softballs. We're not going to throw. We're going to get to the heart of this conversation.
Yeah.
When you first got the Shelbyville job, from my understanding, you applied for a job that many in our listening area are very familiar with. And it's pretty close to my heart, Trev. I mean, I maybe dealt with that team for many years. Is it true you applied for the Warren County boys job and you were rejected? Is that correct?
I applied for the job. I don't know that they rejected.
Okay, I've already made
They gave the job. Andy Jacobs was coaching junior high.
my former coach.
And then I was coaching at Westside in Cannon County, which is right down the road from here, and Woodbury. And I just had enough brass that I thought that, and I did the Shelbyville job the same way. When I didn't get the Warren County job.
So you got the Shelbyville job the year that you didn't get the Warren County job, you became the Shelbyville girls basketball coach.
1977, I applied for the Warren County job, boys position. And they gave that job to Andy Jacobs, and I know the Jacobs family, and he eats that bunch there. And Andy was a great coach.
He
did a great job.
He kind of started this.
Yeah.
Andy gave me an opportunity. Probably shouldn't have, but I'm glad he did.
But and then I went from there. My son got put in the hospital at Vanderbilt. He had some kind of after he was born, some kind of disease, and dealing with his lungs and stuff. He was at Vanderbilt, and I was looking in the Nashville Banner. And then at that time, there were two newspapers in Nashville, the Tennessean and the Banner. And the Banner had a position in there open at Shelbyville as a boys coach. I applied for that, did not get it, but they needed an assistant coach. I went to Jimmy Earl. Jimmy Earl set it up with Jim Drew, which became the boys coach at Shelbyville. I became Jim Drew's assistant coach there at Shelbyville. But I had to coach the girls. That was the
prerequisite.
Right.
Really?
That would, if you're going to come here, we're going to let you be the assistant boys coach, but you got to coach the girls. Well, after 1 year coaching with the girls at Shelbyville, I saw right quick that this is what I wanted to do. They were more focused. They were more attentive. They were serious about, and they had already won 2 state championships, 64 and 74 at Shelbyville.
Okay.
I was going in 77, so I was just 3 years removed from that. And, the rest is history,
Yeah.
Pretty good history.
Yeah, well, we just when you came in today, we got a chance to visit. If we didn't already say it, Adam Wood's office. Thanks again for letting us set up here at the Farm Bureau location. He was bringing it up. Betty Hardcastle.
Yeah, Betty
He's throwing
Hardcastle.
some names
Yeah.
at coach here. I think that we were talking about the 1979 Warren County basketball team, and I know that you played against them and had started that run. But what was it like going from like that 6-on-6 to 5-on-5 transition? And how quickly were you able to acclimate that, and how much did that help y'all kind of spur on y'all's run? Because it seemed by the mid 80s.
Well,
y'all
I
figured it all
kind of
out.
kept my mouth shut through that period of time. I was hoping it would go 5-on-5.
Mhm.
And Pat Summit, at that time, we were not friends. We became very, very close friends. But Pat Summit was pushing that.
Okay.
But all your old heads in the Middle Tennessee area, and I won't bring any of those up because some of them are right here in the Warren County area. They wanted to stay 6-on-6, and really Shelbyville wanted to stay 6-on-6 also.
Okay.
But Pat went to the state legislation, and they forced the TSSAA to make the change, which is the best thing that's ever happened to the women's basketball game, because it opened the doors up for the young ladies to be recruited across our state. And of course, Tennessee became one of the hotbeds of recruiting across the nation. But that all came about because of Pat Summit. And of course, Warren County won the last.
Yep.
Yeah, I think they won the last 6-on-6 state championship, I believe. them or Riverdale won. Which one? I think they beat Riverdale.
I think they
in
beat
the
Riverdale in
finals, yeah.
79 in the championship game and got
But
the last one.
I had beat Warren County that year, and I'd beat them in the finals of the region. I believe I'm correct on that. Riverdale at that time was not in our area.
Okay.
It was Crossville, Cookville, Warren County, right on down the line. And so then I ended up getting beaten sub-state. Warren County ended up going on to the state and winning and meeting Riverdale in the finals of the state.
Yeah, we had to avoid him to get our state championship, coach.
One thing that we also want to bring up, I mean, we're in the April, May, the spring sessions, and something that I remember vividly. You started an AAU program that now is synonymous with girls AAU basketball. Nike Flight, I think it was called the Shelbyville Sports Shops.
It was.
That's the Nike Flight now is the premier AAU program across this nation. I mean, it's a who's who has come through that program.
It's one of the top 5 programs in the country, and my son Tom runs it.
What was the reason you started that?
Well, I had heard back in '77 that they were having there was some kind of a national tournament going on in Tullahoma.
Okay.
And I'm thinking a national, and I'm coaching women's basketball at Shelbyville. Tullahoma High School is 15 minutes from our high school, from our gym. And so I just got in the car and drove over there, and sure enough, Ann Donovan, which ended up being one of the all-time premier players in the women's game. She's like 6'8", 6'9" at that time, was playing at Tullahoma. And I saw some of the best women's players in the world playing at Tullahoma High School. And I thought, well, how do I get involved with this? I didn't know anything about AAU. And they said there's a guy by the name of Bill Tibbs. Bill Tibbs at that time was working at Motlow. He was some kind of something at Motlow. I went to him and I asked him what I had to do to get involved. And he said, well, you got to, all you got to do is apply. It'll cost you $13. And so I went back to Billy Overcast that ran the Shelbyville Sports Shop. Because back then, $13 was a lot of money for guys. And I'm telling you, it'd be easier for me to come up right now with 13,000. It would have been $13 right then. Well, and I asked her to sponsor us, and she did. And then Shelbyville Sports Shop became the largest organization in the nation, AAU organization in the nation. Well, in '98, the shoe companies began to get involved, in particular Nike, Adidas, and that bunch. And they were going to start travel team programs. And that ended up really hurting the AAU programs because now your best players in America gravitated to those travel team programs. And so we got Nike to sponsor us, and it was a Nike flight program at that time. And it stayed that way all the way up to just recently. And just recently, Flight now is sponsored by Under Armour. I believe it's Under Armour in it. So, but it's it's probably it's the only program that has won 3 or 4 national championships at that in the travel team programs across the country. With all of them that's out there, it's the only program that's done that.
Sure, they win, man.
That's all they do.
It's about winning, man. He's not wearing that big ring for no
No,
reason.
they don't just give those out.
Yeah, Trevor, you got a couple.
Yeah, so I when I was doing my research today, I saw the 110-game win streak. And as a young coach myself, I was just curious from a coaching standpoint, how did you keep your team with the edge during that run? Because my first year with varsity as a sophomore, when I came in, we were 15-2 at Christmas. I mean, we were rolling. And I remember thinking, man, this is easy. And we was 15-2.
Yeah.
We made it to the region tournament and so on. But then the next year you find out it's tough. So how did you keep the edge as a coach and then in your players?
Well, the only pressure that came really through that time span was 92 wins. Jim Smitty had won 92 games in a row at Bradley County, and he held the record. And he was a very close friend of mine. Very, very, had some great stories about Jim Smitty. He is the only coach that's really in the Springfield, Massachusetts Hall of Fame, high school coach in that there. I wanted to beat that record, and he was there that night that we beat the record. We won 93. He was sitting in the balcony at Shelbyville's gym. Then after that, there really was not any pressure. But when we got to that 110 game, It was a close game with a team out of, I think, Pennsylvania. They threw a ball up from the very going out of bounds on the sidelines across from me, and it hit the top of the backboard and bounced about 30 feet in the air and came back through the rim and went in. And I turned to my assistant coach and I said, tonight may be the night.
Forces beyond our control
And listen to this, it was. They went on and got beat. The next night, they had 2 games. They traveled to Winchester and got beat 30 by Winchester. I beat Franklin County that year 3 times, 30 or 40, whatever it was.
Yeah.
So really and truly, we were better than that team. It's just one of those nights.
Oh, I always like that. Jessica Rippey in the comment section, again, the Ben Lomond Connect message board says, I was thankful to play under coach for 2 years, 6-on-6, 77-79. I mean, do you, as this last month or so has unfolded, how many former players have you probably talked to, spoken with?
From email, my wife has got she's got everybody on her Facebook, so she's talked to everybody. But Jet Rippey was one of the best players. She was my first all mid-state player. She was a horse. I mean, she was a big time horse. If it had been, she ended up going to Montlow, but if it had been at that time, there's no scholarships given out, guys.
Yeah.
If it had been into the 80s and 90s, Jet would have signed with somebody big time. She was that good. That Rippey family, that old Rippey family was athletic as all get out. If you didn't have a Rippey on your team when you was at Shelbyville, then you ain't gonna win.
Yeah.
Well, we've got one on the flag football team.
We got a Rippey on the flag football. It's helping us 16-1, not too bad. We're putting a little streak together ourselves.
You moved to the collegiate level, MTSU. I've heard you talk about this a couple times. There were some schools that had reached out to you before you went to MTSU.
Well, I had reached out to them.
Okay.
I applied for the Vanderbilt job. I applied for the Duke job. I did not apply for the Florida job, but I talked with the AD down there. But Tom Butters was a Duke AD at that time. This was back in the 90s. They ended up giving the job to a third assistant at Indiana or Illinois. And I've still got his letter. He said that he sent me. And then he followed it up with a phone call too, but he sent me a letter saying, hey, you were very qualified, but at this time we have no female coaches at Duke, and I'm going to have to hire a female coach. And then the Florida job came open. I applied for that and thought I had a great chance to get it. At that time, Nike was in there pushing me also. And then Vanderbilt came open in 92, and it got down between Jim Foster and myself. They made a great choice with Jim Foster. And then Paul Houlihan was the AD at Vanderbilt then, which went on to and ran the Sugar Bowl in New Orleans, New Orleans. But he sent me a letter and called me too, and he said, yeah, your interview was great, but we hired Jim Foster. He had more professional experience with you because he was part of the WCSA, the Women's Basketball Coaches Association, and you're not. I didn't even know what that was. And so I immediately left there and joined that and ended up making my way through till I was on the board of directors with the Women's Basketball Coaches Association and stayed there until I accepted the job at Middle Tennessee. I knew if I ever had another chance that I didn't want to get cut out of the pack because I was not a member there. So I went on and took care of that. But then, really, I kind of thought back in 2005, I might retire. And my middle son, Kyle, jumped up and said, you kind of always told us the job came open in the middle that we could accomplish and do whatever we wanted to do. Don't let anybody set the parameters on you. And now what you're telling us, because you've been turned down a time or two, you're going to quit. You need to go apply for the middle job. And that was one morning over a cup of coffee. And I said, okay. So my wife and myself, we made application. I applied, got an interview with Dr. McPhee, Chris Massaro. I was Chris Massaro's first hire. And Dr. McPhee and Chris Massaro are still very, very close friends of mine. They have both told me that this was a token interview. They said, we interviewed you because, you had success in the Middle Tennessee area. And there were some people saying, hey, interview you. There was also a lot of people saying, don't interview me because of I had beat so many teams in Middle Tennessee, they didn't want me.
You'll never be able to recruit here.
So, I had to fight that. And then when I got to interview, Dr. McPhee and Chris both said, hey, this is our guy. And, they changed my whole family is what they did. They changed everything about my family, stepping up to the collegiate level. It opened some doors up. And, it's just, I could never repay either one of those guys for what they've done.
Yeah, I mean, we talk a little bit about that. I think some of the whole relationship with our show and yourself kind of popped up because Coach Sullins made an impassioned plea for Tennessee Tech to maybe look at the local or a high school level for a coach there. And I think that a lot of the example that we used was, look what Rick Insell has done between Shelbyville and MTSU. So, I mean, did you feel like you were trying to pioneer a trail at that time, or did you, as you said, or was just one of those last, like your family said, hey, this is something that you've always wanted to do. Let's prove it at one more level.
Well, no, to be honest with you, I thought, Jerry Faust had took the football job at Notre Dame and failed.
Mm-hmm.
And that has stuck with all of us high school coaches across the country, football and basketball, for years and years and years. And, when I got a chance to go at Middle Tennessee, when I got the job at Middle Tennessee, there was pressure from me to succeed. I didn't want to be the Jerry Faust.
Mm.
I wanted to show them, to be honest with you, some of the best coaches I've ever faced were high school coaches. And even some better coaches than that were junior high coaches, because you got to work with what you got. You got to come up with all kinds of strategies. And these college coaches, you're recruiting those players in. So really and truly, coaching, is kind of a lost art in some of those programs. And I found that early on in when we started playing some of these college coaches early on. I said, God, these guys are not. They're not. I hate to say this, but they're not real smart. Because we were not real good, and we were winning games. And then all of a sudden, and then I was able to keep getting better assistant coaches, and we were able to recruit some of our own players in. See, when I took the middle job, all that had been done. I was not able to do anything to the second year.
Mm. So
as far as scheduling and recruiting was concerned.
Yeah, he brought the X's and O's, man.
Yeah.
Then the Jimmys and Joes followed.
One hot topic that's going around with high school basketball, it's been going around for the last 4 or 5 years, the shot clock at the high school level. You played without the shot clock. Now it's something that, NFHS has adopted, but it's one of the rules that TSSAA has kind of shied away from, based on that could be adopted, but they've not
kicking the can down every year.
They've not brought it on board. What's your opinion of that? And I've always wondered this: when you're out recruiting kids and they're playing the state of Tennessee, is it hard for them to adapt to a shot clock when they never played with it? And do you think it's something that the high school game needs?
Well, it's not hard for them to adapt, because they most of your better players that do sign a college scholarships that played in the summer with the shot clocks and travel teams. So they know. But I think that this is my own personal opinion. I think the reason they haven't gone to it is finances. Because of your rural schools that you got all over the state, because everybody would have to go buy shot clocks and they'd have to install them. Mm-hmm. And then you got to also have somebody over there that knows what's going on to run those. So you got another expense there, 2 nights a week, sometimes 3 nights a week that you didn't have. And some schools are having a hard time making ends meet now. So, but the reason that that's why I started, that was part of my strategy at Shelbyville. Everybody was holding the ball. So I thought, heck, if you're going to hold the ball, I've got to come up with something. So we started pressing. I mean, we pressed the whole game from baseline to baseline. And we did that to speed the game up, to speed the teams up. And, and the teams that gave us problems were the teams that could handle the basketball. They could break our press. There wasn't many of them, but we were able to dominate because we pressed so many people. I know John Weil one time somebody called him for a scout, and John at that time was at Lawrenceburg, and Lawrenceburg was in Shelbyville's district, and they said, "Well, what's he going to do?" And he said, "We're trying that. They're going to the state tournament." He said, "Let me tell you what he's going to do. He's going to press you 2-2-1 from baseline to baseline. Book it. He ain't coming off of it. Better learn to handle it. And he's going to run goal. That's what we call our main offense.
Yeah.
And he ain't going to go nothing else. He's going to run goal, and he's going to execute it. You better learn how to defend it because he ain't changing." And and that guy, after we beat him in the state, he come back and he told me about what John told me. John's one of the great coaches right now in the state of Tennessee, and has been a great coach for years and years and years.
Well, how much of that strategy continued with you? I mean, even this past year at MTSU, you still running the 2-2-1? Or
Well,
I mean, how much did you evolve the process as you went through?
The skill sets of players now are so good.
Yes.
And everybody shoots a three. Well, they throw over the top.
Yep.
You give up easy. In our situation, and believe it or not, in the last 5 years, 6, 7 years, we've been in the top 20 and even as high as number 5. Even as high as number 1 in the country with our defense in 366 Division I schools. And so when we go back and we stretch our defense out to full court, we were giving up 3. So the shot clock forces that team to get down the floor. They run their offense, and right now, and what we've done is put together our strategy of what we want to do defensively. We call it sidelines, baseline. We're going to force you sidelines, baseline, everything you do. We're not going to let you turn the ball back. And so, we've had some success with that. So why change?
Hey, I think 1,000 wins says something's working
some
pretty well.
success, yeah.
Yeah. Coach.
One thing that also, and we talked a little bit about it before we went on there, at a mid-major school, but you have said many times.
I don't really like, and I'm not, don't get me wrong, I don't like using the term mid-major.
I got it.
And I'll tell you why. Because there's 366 Division I schools out there. We're in the top 30 programs in the country. And, I even refused to go into the mid-major polls, and they got pissed off about it. And I really didn't care.
Yeah.
I don't even put us in. Well, some of these teams you play, and they do, South Dakota State and a few of them have beat us.
Yep.
James Madison beat us one time. We beat them. We beat South Dakota. I said, don't care. We're playing the Tennessees. We're playing the LSUs.
Yep.
We're playing the Vanderbilts. We're playing the Alabamas, the Auburns, the Mississippis. So we don't want to be included in that.
And I've heard you say many times, MTSU is a top 25 or top 30 women's basketball program.
It is.
We now live in the NIL era,
Right.
and it's changing. It changes. I don't think it changes every day, but every week, every month, there's something else that's being added, or new provisions come on board. How is this? Where's the stopping point at?
Well, what you got right now is tampering. We get it, and we made the decision last year. When I say we, our staff in particular, Matt in particular, said, "Hey, we're going to go with high school kids. We're going to recruit the best high school kids we can recruit, and we're going to coach them." Well, we did that this year. We started there were games. We started 5 freshmen. We started 4 freshmen every game. Well, now we look up, and you got the power forwards coming in, and they're
Taking your kids.
they're taking the players, and they get to these players with people that are not qualified. In most cases, these agents that are out there that represent a lot of your high school, a lot of your college kids, they're not qualified. Now, there are some that aren't qualified, but you got parents that are listening to somebody that's 26 years old that has no idea, and they're out here working a 10-hour job a day, digging ditches or doing power lines like my dad did or like y'all's parents did. And they're going to try to give these parents advice on what you need to do with your kid. Let me tell you something. We are paying players at Middle Tennessee, but you know what our most important commodity is? That degree that you're hanging on the wall, that influence that you take when you leave Middle Tennessee's campus, and you're able, the 4 fastest growing area in the country we're sitting in right now: McMinnville, Manchester, Murfreesboro, Mount Juliet, Franklin, Nashville. I mean, we're growing by leaps. Shelbyville, growing by leaps and bounds. there's people want, and basketball is going to be over with for most of them. So you got to have a career. Well, you can take that 75,000, 100,000 and blow it.
Mhm.
And then and you ain't got a degree, what are you going to do?
Yep.
But with Middle Tennessee, you got to also, people overlook, and I know this is not what this program's about.
I
But
think it is.
Yeah, I think it is.
They overlook the academic part. Middle Tennessee is one of the best academic institutions in the country. Concrete, I just talked to a guy last week. His son was getting ready to take a job and graduated from our concrete management program for over $200,000 a year, and he's still in his late 20s.
Wow.
That was Middle Tennessee. Our aerospace program, #1 in the world, not the country. It's in the top 2 or 3 in the world. And I can get our business program, Bonnaroo, all the stuff behind the scenes at our mass comm program.
Oh, yeah, mass comm.
Oh God, I'm telling you, we run everybody on TV. They graduated Middle Tennessee.
Our friend for the program,
Yeah,
Jonathan Hutton.
Hutton.
He's
Talked to him today.
Mass
Talked
comm.
to him today.
Yeah.
I could go on and on about that. I know that's not what we're here, but
Oh,
that's
no,
the
go ahead.
influence that you got when you go to Middle, and then you got a coaching staff that Matt has got put together there, that they have influence and they know people, and they're going to make sure that you have a career when you get through playing basketball.
Yeah, I mean we've seen that area grow exponentially in the last 15 to 20 years,
and it's not going to quit.
No.
It's going to continue to grow. Just in where I live in my subdivision, there's 14 houses. When I moved in there, there's still got 14 houses. But out of those 14 houses, we've had like 4 move in from California. Sold their places
they're
in
coming
California and moved there,
Yeah.
to Murfreesboro, Tennessee.
Mercy, I'm telling you, Trev, you got
Coach, you talked about how good girls basketball was in this area. So when you got to Middle and you were recruiting, or your son was recruiting, how did you balance recruiting this area versus the country or
Let
other
me
parts of the world?
let me jump into one more story. Right
You
quick.
go ahead. You floor's open.
Y'all remember Kay Bolden?
No.
That's my sister-in-law.
Oh.
MVP of the state tournament from up here at
That's your
McMahon.
sister-in-law.
That's my sister-in-law. Now go to you, and basketball in Warren County has been good,
Yes,
guys. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Joe Stewart.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
God, I mean, how many battles did he have with Jim Smitty and Galen Johnson? And I could just go on and on and on. Bobby Locke, which was at Shelbyville, and LD Carden down the road. I did my student teaching under him at Manchester, at Coffee County.
Well, so how did you balance recruiting this area as far as Middle Tennessee versus the country?
One of the reasons I got the job was I said, hey, we're going to recruit Tennessee kids. At make sure we give them a chance. And we have.
Yeah.
And we still recruit the Tennessee kids, but we're at a point now where we've got that you got to be pretty good.
Right.
We just recruited a young lady from Tullahoma, the Bobo kid over at Tullahoma.
Yeah.
It's Lane Bobo. I think she's MVP of the conference here. A lot of people say, well, why did you recruit her? Well, she can shoot the basketball. She's about 5'10", 5'11". I know her daddy. I know her uncle. I know her granddaddy. They all played sports. They all are competitors, and they'll cut your throat.
Yeah.
So I'm planning on her coming in and being a heck of a defensive player, rebounder, run the floor. That's the kind of players, and she knows how to win.
Yeah.
And that's the type of young ladies that Matt has went out, and Tom and Kim and myself and Nina have recruited. Those young ladies, and they're not going through the motions. When you throw the ball up, they're ready. And that's the kind of player that we want. So we recruit Tennessee hard and heavy. But now we've gone into a lot of international recruiting. We got some international kids on our roster now. You don't have to, the international kids coming in, their skill sets in most cases, 75% of the time are better than the skill sets here, because over there, when they get up in the morning, they're teaching them how to rebound, how to shoot the basketball, how to box out, right on down the line.
It's interesting you bring that up, because one of my questions was, you've seen how the game has adapted from 6-on-6 to 5-on-5, and now the analytics of it. The 3-ball, positionless basketball. You've heard all the terms.
We got an analytic guy.
Okay.
We do.
Where do you land on that? Or when you say you got an analytic guy, was your coaching staff, Matt, and you guys, you're sitting in a room and you're mapping it out analytically, or do you still think, hey, it's got something to do with the kids that are on a basketball team?
Tom Hodges is our analytic guy.
Yep.
And he's behind the scene, and he's, we got two firms that we have bought it that this is our athletic director and with the university, and our athletic director and president have given us the money to do this, but we buy into these firms that give us all the analytics of what's going on around the country on every player and every team. And Tom Hodges is over that. So when we're putting a scout together, then he's over the top of all that. He will come in and we kind of put that over the top, and we get an idea what these tendencies are of every team that we got to face. Now, we do the same thing with our recruiting. And I think that's what you were asking.
That's what I'm asking.
We do the same thing with our recruiting. We want to know, what this team has done, where they play, what is their coaches, their travel team coaches like, their high school coaches like, what are their parents like? If we got parents that we go to recruit a kid, and I know this is offside of the
no,
mark
because this is coming up later in the show.
Oh, it's going to happen. Yeah.
We're not taking them.
Okay.
We're not going to take them. I don't need you know what? The kids don't need another coach. They need a daddy. They need a mama to love them. We got 5 coaches at Middle Tennessee. Now we just brought Jalen Gregory in. Yeah. I don't know if you know Jalen or not.
Just got a comment about that.
I got criticized for recruiting Jalen Gregory, the all-time leading 3-point shooter in Conference USA history. Not only that, I'm telling you right now, you talk about playing defense. Whew. I saw a story on Haley Van Lith last night. They were whining and crying about her getting cut by the Chicago Sky. Well, the 2 times that we played them, she's at LSU one time in Louisville. The most points she ever got on Jalen Gregory was 5.
She was locked down.
Jeff Chisholm in the Ben Loma Connect message board said, got seated on a flight a few weeks ago beside Jalen Gregory on her first recruiting trip as an MTSU coach. Great player, great hire. And Josh Winfrey also says, Coach, keep the stories coming.
Oh, I think we go all night long.
Brad Allison also said, ask him what was the last time that he spent a night in Bowling Green, Kentucky, because he loves WKU.
Well, there's a lot of good stories. We have spent a night or two lately, but the first 18 years or 17 years, the only reason we started spending the night there was Matt, my son. I took the studs on. When I first got to Middle, we hosted Sunbelt Conference tournament. Okay. They refused to stay in Murfreesboro. Well, that kind of pissed me off because that was our hotels and our restaurants. And I said, if you're not going to spend money in Murfreesboro, I made a statement that tournament, we would never stay in Bowling Green. We would never eat a meal in Bowling Green. We would have it brought in outside the county, and we did that for 17 years. Now, Matt convinced me that after he came on board, he said, Dad, we need we would drive up just like a high school game. We'd drive up the day up.
It's been 2 decades now. Maybe we let it go.
I'll just tell you right now, first off, most of the people that live in Bowling Green, they think the game of basketball was invented there. And it's not. Yep. James Naismith is not buried in Bowling Green, Kentucky. And, I kid all along. I passed there I was going on a recruiting trip, and I think Mike might have been with me and some of my coaches, and they were out beside as we passed through Bowling Green, they were outside with some metal detectors, and my coaches said, what are they looking for? And I said, they're still trying to find James Naismith's grave. That's why the Bowling Green people, they hate me.
Well, you're going to win them over for us also.
You don't think that?
But now, I will say this. They got some passionate fans. And they do love the game of women's basketball. Well, they love the game of basketball. Men and women up there. And they've got some good coaches. And I say all that in jest, and they know that. But, I do try to gig them every now and then.
Yeah. Well, speaking of passionate fans and a passionate debate that we were asked if you could settle for us. Trev, do you want to ask the one? Because we had some pronunciation question there.
Oh,
So we were asked if SHELBYVILLE.
is it
How
is it Shelbyville or Shelby?
It depends on what part of the county you're sitting.
Okay.
You know, if I had a good player down there close to Unionville or somewhere like that, or out in the, kind of the back country, Shovel.
Okay.
But if I had a good player, that was in, wanting to come to Shelbyville, it was Shelbyville.
Yeah, but and back then and then now, MTSU, like you're saying, all these places, the crowd environment, the things that you see in girls basketball. I think Coach might have a little anecdote about this, but what's it been like seeing more and more people flock to these women's basketball games now? The WNBA, they're moving into the NBA. They're having to go to the NBA gyms to play games. What's it been like for you to see that kind of change?
I've been through all of that. I mean, I was very fortunate at Shelbyville that our first game, if you've ever been to the Shelbyville gym, it's amazing. I mean, it really is. It's one of the best high school gyms in the country. My first game there, they didn't have the bleachers open upstairs. They only had the downstairs pulled out, and there was 2 people sitting across the floor from me. We were playing Huntland. That was my first win. And it was the principal's wife and my wife and my little son, Tom, which at that time had just been born. That was it. Now, if you get into the 90s and the 80s, if you were going to come to a game at Shelbyville, you better get there at 5 o'clock
Early.
Yeah.
because you were not going to sit downstairs. Matter of fact, our practices we always had our shoot around at 1:30, 2 o'clock, and we would have probably 100, 200 people that would come into our practice, tape their pillows down, put their names on them because they didn't want to lose their seats.
It's like going to the fair.
And then, and that was every night. It was not just one night that happened.
I've tried to describe it to Trev. It's kind of like everybody talks about going to the Masters to Augusta, and you see it on TV, but it doesn't do it justice. You can't do it justice unless you were around it. And when you were 17, 18 years old, back in 1990, 91, and when we weren't playing, we would go watch the Shelbyville girls play. I'll never forget, we go to the Patch down at Coffee County, and the Shelbyville girls team play, and they played the last game. The boys played first. I just never experienced that. And how do you pull that off? Well, who comes and says, you know what, boys, y'all starting the night off today?
I was very fortunate. I had 3 great administrators. Mike Bone hired me at Shelbyville. Don Boyd took over for him, and he was a believer in the women's game too. And then Don Embry took over after that, and he was a believer. And they catered to our women's basketball program. There were some people in town that didn't like that, especially your football people maybe. But they catered to the women's basketball program. They didn't take anything away from anybody else, but they didn't hold us back either. When we needed to go to New York to play Christ the King, they came up with the money. When we needed to go to Santa Barbara, California, to Phoenix, the places that we took our high school program, they come up with the money. And we took a lot of people with us, when we went places like that. So it has to start with your administration. If you got those guys behind you and our faculty, I don't know that we ever played many games there at Shelbyville that nearly our entire faculty was not sitting in the because it was the thing to do, to be honest with you.
I have to ask, as we talk about Shelbyville, because I'm coaching with one of your former players now, can you give me a good Anita Overcast story? Because she said that you wouldn't let her do her paper route when she was playing.
I was going to cut her. Matter of fact, I had about 20 young ladies upstairs practicing in the auxiliary gym, and I had my 2 assistant coaches up there working with them. I said, cut it down to 10 or 11 people. They had like 20 or 25 people up there. And so I'm practicing the varsity downstairs. And so at the end of the day, I'm in my office, and again, my son Kyle was in there. He's a little bitty thing then, had on his horn rimmed glasses, and my kids were always around me, him, Matt, and Tom. And my assistant coach, Labora McCroskey, come in, and I said, she said, well, she showed me the list, and I said, well, you need to go in and mark this kid up. I don't think she's going to make. And it was Nita.
Yeah.
And she said, Coach, you need to think about that. I said, okay. Throw it at me. What I need to think about.
Yeah.
She said, well, the kid is trying out for basketball. She runs a paper route. And no, she works at the catfish house cooking fish. And then my little son Kyle said, Daddy, she brings our paper to us every night. I said, what? He said, oh yeah, she runs a paper route. We lived over on Idle Lake or Idle Drive. And so that afternoon I'm sitting and I hear that little moped coming down the street. So I walked out to the mailbox and she pulls up. She had a little helmet on, much like that one there. And I said, are you trying out for the basketball team? Yes, sir. And I said, well, I hear you also cook at night. Yes, sir. I said, why are you doing all that? And said, well, my dad told me I had to work. I wasn't going to just sit around. Her dad's a good guy. Ricky Overcast is a good guy. And I said, okay. So I went back the next day and I said, make sure you keep her because she's going to make. She ended up playing 4 years. I think she won 3 state championships. She signed with UTC. She might have made all conference down there. But I tell you what she was one tough customer in there. And she played with the Woosley era through that Woosley era. Yeah. She was on the block and she was, she didn't average 15 a game. She probably averaged 10 or 12 a game, averaged probably 8 or 9, 10 rebounds a game. But I'm telling you, she was a stopper. When they come inside, they paid the price.
She coached. I think a lot of how she coaches is probably learning some lessons from the stuff that she learned from
her 2
you.
daughters. She got 2 daughters playing and beat me this year. They went to God, I can't even think of the team.
Southern
Illinois.
Yep.
We played them up there. They come to Middle next year, but they beat us this year up there at Southern Illinois.
Yep, some big old girls.
Coach, you talked about it early in the show that at first you weren't that close with Pat Summitt, but then you guys got very close. So just talk about the relationship that you have with him.
It all happened in Middle Tennessee. They were having a coaching clinic there, and at Shelbyville, you're trying to learn as much as you can learn. And I went to the coaching clinic. It was put on by the TWSAA, then put them on. And so Pat Summitt was speaking at that clinic. And she had won no championships. She had been hired in 75. This was probably through 78, 79. And so afterwards, I went up and was talking X's and O's with her. So we found a table and sat down. And then we got to talking about not X's and O's. She was from Ashland City and Cheatham County, and I was from Cannon County and Woodbury. And my growing up and her growing up was much alike. I've come from my dad had a farm and her dad had a farm. And, we just got talking about all that. She's at Tennessee, washing uniforms, driving a team around. I'm at Shelbyville and really didn't have any uniforms because we didn't have any money back then either. And we just got to, I guess, whine into each other. And as she grew and we grew and I began to have players. And next thing you know, she wins championships. And that's the thing about Pat. Because we became friends there, I was forever under her umbrella.
Really?
I mean, even when she divorced RB, which and you got to understand, RB's family owned a walking horse farm in Bedford County, and they would come to the horse show. So I've sat on the Bella Hay a bunch of nights and drunk Coca-Colas with Pat. And me and Deb and RB and Pat have rode around in cars and talking X's and O's and just having a good time. They were a young couple. We were a young couple. But when Pat and RB divorced, Pat drove down. I was in Middle Tennessee then. Pat drove down in my office door. One day I looked up, Pat walks in, shuts the door, and just breaks down. And I didn't know. I thought maybe they had lost somebody in the family. I didn't know why she was there. And when she finally got settled down, she had me call Deb, and I think Deb come over, Deb being my wife, and then Pat told us that her and RB were divorcing. She wanted us to hear it.
from
before
her.
he got out into the media. So she's a very close friend, very dear friend. And I know a lot of Pat Summitt stories I will not tell. And the reason I will not tell, because I've had all kinds of people that have called me and wanted to write about them and this and that. I refuse to do that. Those are mine and Deb's, and even RB, after she got sick, RB came back in and did do some things to help take care of her.
Yeah. Coach, I'll let you get the last one.
The last one is going to be this. I could listen to this man talk
all day
long. I mean, I'm actually in awe.
Yeah.
Because as you're coming up, you realize how good he was, or how good he is, or how good he was. And
Well, now I'm retired.
Yeah, but I listened to you before the show. I don't know how much retirement you're going to be doing. I don't think the retirement plan is.
He's going to start his own scouts.
Yeah. But we appreciate you coming and doing this.
Yeah.
Mike making this happen. Eternally grateful.
I kind of want to throw something in on that.
Tell
Back when I first got, I didn't have any money. I was broke, as we all are when we're first getting going. And all I really had was knowledge and a passion for the game. And I made a commitment to the good Lord that anytime anybody called, that I would share my knowledge of the game and my passion for the game. And I've done that for 50-something years. I've driven places and done sports banquets for little bitty junior high programs that didn't have 15 people there. But the bottom line was I made that commitment and I've stood by it. And, when Mike said something about coming out, I had heard you guys about a month before raising holy hell.
So our reputation
About the Tennessee Tech event with this, and y'all made some great points.
And one of the points was made was because of you. You had been so successful making that transition, and I just thought Tech kind of looked like a lot of other programs. They hadn't been successful in the past. Why not just go down the road 15 miles and hire a guy that he kind of favors Rick Insell. Bobby McWilliams kind of looks a little bit like him. Rick's got a lot more hair than Bobby.
Bobby and Dana's done a great job there at Upper. I mean, what a great family. I mean, their whole family is involved.
But what this man's done for the game of basketball in this state, for women's basketball, for girls basketball, I said it a couple times on this show. I think everybody would say Pat's when you talk about Mount Rushmore in the state of Tennessee. She's number one. This guy's he's number two. He's right there.
Thank you.
Bottom line. So we appreciate you doing this. I hope he comes back. If we got to come to his place, we'll come to his place.
We can move.
We'll do it from the Murphy Center.
In fact, I think the show is going to go on after this.
Yeah.
But that being said, I may just jump in and ride back with Mike and Rick because the story's going to be a whole lot better than
I think we're stopping no Praetors.
Hey, they're a sponsor.
Out there on the right,
tell Gary we're going to take care of that one. You know what I mean? Let Gary know.
Gary.
He actually said that. I think he's got it on he's got it on.
He's got it on.
I spent a little time with Gary and Phyllis.
Two quality.
And they came to my games. Matter of fact, I put Gary on the front row. Ernest comes to town. We put him right down there on the front row, and him and Phyllis had a great time that night.
You know the reason Gary and Rick get along? Because they're they're loyal. You know what I mean? And once you do them the right way and you get in their circle, you're gonna stay in that circle.
Well, I kind of like that whole bunch over at Coffee County. I mean, and got Bud Riddle and Dwayne over there.
Oh, absolutely. Bud the Riddles, Dwayne. What about Joe Pat? You like Joe Pat?
Well, me and Joe Pat, Joe Pat's a little different,
JPC.
I don't know if I run in Joe Pat circles.
The notorious JPC.
I run in a lot of people's circles, but I don't think I run in Joe Pat's circles.
Josh Winfrey on the Ben Loma Connect message board says, incredible stuff. DJ Rowland says, what an honor to have Coach Insell on the show tonight. Awesome stories tonight. And Billy Pittman also said that you had shared your knowledge with him one night when he was refereeing one of Tom's AAU games.
Who's that?
Billy Pittman said that in the Ben Loma Connect.
I bet you shared a lot of knowledge.
You shared some knowledge with officials.
We've shared a lot of things with officials. There's no telling how many how many technical fouls I got at Shelbyville. No telling, probably in the hundreds.
Yeah.
You know how many I got at Middle?
I mean,
None.
none,
Wow.
not one time.
Not one time.
Wow,
But-
that's not a record.
You know, I just, you know, you get to a point, you got to back off.
He knew the line.
Well, then we'll give a teaser of that. We might have to get into some of those
Yeah.
refereeing stories the next time we have Coach on. But Coach, thank you so
Guys,
much.
just call and we'll come back over one night and we'll go in some
Hey,
other
you
stuff.
know what we're gonna do it next time?
Well, Prater's opens,
Prater's
right?
did-
When they
Hey,
open
we
the new
canceled the
Prater's.
Morgan Wallen concert. Insell's gonna open it.
We're bringing in. So, all right, hey, we're going to reset here on the Warren County Sports Authority, but I hope everybody will stay tuned with us. We're going to get into the categories and everything that we usually do on Wednesday nights after we say goodbye to Coach. Coach, thank you so much.
Thanks,
sir.
Much.
Appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate
Yep.
Thank y'all.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Kelly, do you want- All right, boys, we're back on the Warren County Sports Authority.
It's
I
not
don't know
gonna
what
get
say
better
more.
tonight.
I mean, we're sitting here and trying to think of a last week rewind, and I need like a last 2 seconds
Yeah,
rewind
for real.
on this because unbelievable to have Coach Rick Insell in there. I don't know how we pulled that off, but I don't know.
Started in your basement that you don't even have, and here we are.
The woodshed.
We're in the woodshed. now we're interviewing Coach Rick Insell, an absolute legend of the girls' basketball game. He's just in basketball in general in Tennessee.
Yeah.
Well, but here's the other thing. When you listen to him talk,
Yep.
You ever been around guys that can control a room?
Oh.
No.
I mean, he could.
You were in awe.
You just in awe.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, I want to make sure I move the right way.
You really pissed him off when you said.
Yeah, the mid-major didn't like it too much. But see, I was going to the top 25. I've heard him say many times it's a top 25 program, and it is a top 25 program. But
Dodgen's right.
Yeah.
Dodgen said that's like eating the main course before an appetizer.
Dodgen would know.
We want 2 main courses. I'm not.
Hey, Dodge, I'll meet you in about an hour.
Yeah.
So, hey, our favorite place up there.
Yeah.
Well,
You're buying.
Let's get into the last week rewind again, sponsored by Hot Corner Cards and Chris Springs Fireworks. Our friend Chris Coe doing a great job over there. You can always go and check out their Facebook pages on what's going on. We got graduation coming up.
Oh,
Need
big
some
one.
fireworks.
Yeah.
And if you don't need fireworks, then you might need a gift to give them. Give them the Pokemon card that they've been looking for their entire lives. Go and check them out. Chris Springs Fireworks or Hot Corner Cards. You can check them out on Facebook or head out there to 37 Chris Springs Road. Chris Cope, big time supporter of the Warren County Sports Authority. Guys, last week rewind. I think it's pretty easy to figure out what we're doing on the last week rewind. First week out on our own, and the reception, I think. How did y'all deal with it for the last week? It felt like a celebrity status again.
It's been great. You know, people coming by doing their insurance business, and they're saying, I didn't realize that this doubled as a podcast studio. I said, no, it doubles as an insurance agency.
Hey, getting shout outs by other people.
Yeah.
You know what? Hey, I turn shows on Thursday morning.
Yep.
Those great people over at Warren First, Kelly and Chris Terry's over there talking about how we broke away. You know what I mean? You're riding bulls, and then they're breaking news last night after election about who's going to be the new sanitation. I mean, hey, those people flat out get it done over at the first. Hey, the first.
Yeah. Again, too, it has been really. As you said, the people that you hear from. I go into the house today. Went to go get some lunch. Want to take a nap. Wanted to really be ready, sharp for Rick Insell. And there was a couple people from the city that were mowing that side right beside my house. Y'all remember?
Yeah.
Over there where it used to be the moat.
That's dangerous.
It used to be the moat over there, but they figured that out, and they were parked over there. And they looked at me and they're like, "Oh, we'll get out of your way." I was like, "Oh, don't worry about it." I went around everything. I walked back up there. I was like, "Y'all do everyone." He goes, the guy looks at me and goes, "You got your show tonight?" I said, "Yeah." He was saying, "Hey, it was great last week." I was sitting there like, "Hey, appreciate it." So it's like, y'all stay however you're going. But no, I think the reception's been great. And of course, we're going to tell y'all a little bit about some new sponsors that come on, because over the last week, that's started to happen a few times there. But Coach, again, too, we'll tell you, if you want to reach out, you can reach out to Coach, reach out to Trev, reach out to myself. We're always looking for more sponsors on the show. But in the last week, the outpouring of support that we've gotten from the community, gotten from all of our fans, our Facebook page, everything like that has just been it.
Yes, absolutely.
That we're not doing this for anything more than getting moments where Coach Sullins is speechless.
I'll be honest, it really was. I was like, hey, I better say the right thing here. He's going to put me in my place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I felt like I was 16 again as a sophomore running up down the floor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'll tell you, I want to do the last week rewind is like the last 60 minutes.
Yeah,
because
yeah,
it's
for
just
sure.
there like the
That's
instant
hard.
reaction.
That's hard to top for a while.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, Josh
Next
Winfrey.
week, Bill Belichick.
Been long that message for Josh Winfrey says next week we're having Bill Belichick on the show. I don't know if that's who it is, but we'll always have a few people around here where we're gonna move this and do some cool things.
Hey, another thing that we talked about it. You give us 60 days. I'm telling you, I think in the next 60 days you might see a guy, our big buddy up the street in Sparta.
Mm-hmm.
He may have to have us on the message board. We're looking at a guy like Dodgen to become the White County Sports Authority.
The WCSA.
Yes, a little competition there. You know what I mean?
Just a little SSA.
It'll probably still end the same way where we used to beat Dodge. Well, I never beat Dodge. I always beat Mitch. Yeah.
He's part of that. He's part of that fraternity.
Yeah.
Again, that Coach Insell was talking about.
We got a plan, folks. I promise.
Last thing in the last week rewind, just going through quickly. District tournaments, region tournaments have started for some sports teams. Now, some of them had already finished by the time we done our last show. But softball gets kicked off, flag football kicked off last night. They're playing. In fact, I think they're right now.
Playing
they're
right now?
playing tonight
Yep.
against Rockville. So, what were y'all's first or any impressions that y'all took from this last week's of games?
Well, you got softball got off to a really good start. I think
Yeah.
that's something we're going to talk about. And then
Oh, yeah, we're
last
gonna-
night just didn't go the way that we wanted to. I mean, hey, then flag football last night.
Rolling.
Just rolling. I mean, I will say
Steamroll.
this: Grayson sends us a video. You know how you know it's going well
How's that?
when you're playing on a sports team and you know your team's doing the right thing. It's going well.
Mhm.
It's when players are on the bench eating pizza during the game.
Yeah.
We have the video,
Yeah,
correct? Yes.
Isaiah sent us a video.
Yeah, there's some young ladies on the flag football team. They're putting the meat lovers away.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Well, hey, listen. Next
Hey,
time,
but if you're at 50, I mean, I guess you can do that,
I
correct?
get it. Yeah.
next time for them, we need to call them out. We need to go to Prater's Barbecue, go to
Yeah,
Mobo's,
yeah.
hit our
Yeah,
sponsors
yeah,
up.
yeah.
Hey, Mobo's got pizzas.
Would you?
And for one topping pizzas on Wednesday night for sale too, Mobo's.
Well, honestly, they may have when they got a couple over at Mud Bums.
Yeah.
I don't know whose pizza it was, but they were down it. You know?
Yeah, that's awesome. No, they're going to be playing Rockville tonight. Win that when they got a chance.
One thing I think we've overlooked, we got a soccer team in the district finals,
Yeah.
correct?
Beat Coffee County 1-0
Woo.
last night. Guillermo Martinez scores on a PK early in the second half of that game. And hey, you never hate beating Coffee County
No.
in any sport.
No.
You win that one. So I mean, yeah, our soccer team will be playing the district championship tomorrow. It's Shelbyville.
Shovel.
Shovel.
Or
Or-
in the high end district,
Yeah.
Shelbyville.
I like that. I like
Yeah.
that.
That was good. That was good.
And the flag football team, with a win tonight, would move into the the region championship game tomorrow night, presumably against Blackman. It will definitely be at Blackman. And if win that, you're in the state next week. And of course, our softball team was going to play tonight. It's been postponed to tomorrow. We'll talk a little bit more about that. They're going to be playing Coffee County once again. But last week, rewind. I think that's kind of got us. I think that set us up pretty well for what we're looking to do here on the program. Again, too, for everybody that's tuning in right now. Again, we appreciate everybody, and we're trying to go through as best we can because I don't remember exactly what to do anymore.
Yeah.
I'm trying to
I
do
will
my hands.
I will say this, and I'm going to say this and preface this
Yep.
in this way. I promise you, if you guys will stick around, the rant will be worth it tonight.
Yeah.
I
For
promise
sure.
you.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well,
100%. Stick around.
so before we get to that rant, let's go ahead and we'll get Trev. Let's get this one out.
Let's
of the
do
way.
it.
Let's do it. Yeah.
Trev TNT Power Broker of the Week. When you think power, you can think about Napa of Minville, Napa store on Burson Highway. And I actually don't think I have that on there, so I got to pull this. I got to pull up the newest one because Thomas texted it to me. So
This guy's been.
I know, man.
Call 931-473-8496. Thomas will answer. She doesn't answer. He doesn't answer. His better half will.
Will, yeah.
If not, there's a couple of them deliver it to you.
Yeah.
Milwaukee Tools, some of that Meckler's Car Wash, or McGuire's.
Yeah.
Hey, it could be, it's like Shibble. It's, maybe it's
Yeah.
Meckler's or McGuire's. I don't know.
Maybe.
Or if you need extra juice, you can think about the powerful Legend batteries.
Oh,
Have you
good.
overpowered your hydraulic hoses? You ever done that, song?
I think we did that 4 times today. I'm not kidding you.
Well,
Troy Sullivan went those night for 4 times today to get hoses.
Napa professionally builds Gates hydraulic hoses while you wait. And if you need stronger power tools, Napa has power tools like Carlisle, Ingersoll Rand.
Ingersoll Rand.
I got it right this time.
We just
And
call
Milwaukee.
them
Feel free to call 931-474-6272 for more information. Napa, the proud supporter of Trev's TNT Power Broker of the Week. Trev, I've got an idea.
I got an idea who this is, Trail.
Yeah, well, we talk about Legend batteries, and we had no bigger Legend that was just sitting right here. So I got to give the Power Broker to Coach Rick Insell. It's probably not going to be on.
Is that going to be on here?
I
It'll be
don't-
Zach
I don't know if it's going to be on the man, but he got it.
Women's Hall of Fame.
On the
Trevor's-
Wikipedia, that may be at the bottom. Okay.
You at least made it.
Somebody please put that on the Wikipedia.
Yes.
Dude, the best part will be is if we can get this show done quick enough that we can go out to Prater's Bar.
Yes.
And then he's I hope he asks for his gift card.
Me too.
You gotta have it.
It's on right now at Prater's.
It's on right now at Prater's again. So we should say that Prater's Barbecue, the proud sponsor of our disclaimer that we still do. Hey, the thoughts and opinions expressed on here on the Warren County Sports Authority are that of myself, Coach Sullins, and Trevor Evans. They do not represent represent. I don't know what
Our
they're called.
sponsors, even though they
But
are
our sponsors.
Hey,
Our sponsors are great.
Hey, they don't represent Farm Bureau, even though every sponsor came with us.
Yeah,
all of them.
they stuck with us, including that is Praise
Besides
Barbecue.
one that went over to Simmons.
Don't worry.
Don't worry.
Don't worry.
Don't worry. But again, too, Trev, good call on the ring.
Yeah.
I mean, 100%. Again, too, we do a $25 gift card for any of our Napa Power Brokers. If you have won those in the past, we still have those gift certificates. We'll give them to you.
Yeah.
They're just at my house now.
Probably good.
Yeah. So just we'll contact the show. We'll get those to you because I don't want everybody just showing up on Upper Faulkner. It's like, hey, $25 gift card. Nah, I'll get to you. All right, let's jump into under construction. If you're looking to build your dream home in Warren County, Ryan Lawrence Custom Homes is the premier choice for quality craftsmanship and attention to detail. Whether you're starting from the ground up or bringing visions to life, Ryan delivers homes built to last. You can give him a call at 931-259-0023 and start building something truly yours. Under construction, boys. Well, I think we talked a little bit about this. It's going to be, I think, a running theme for tonight's show is going to end up being talking about coaching, talking about where these legends are, and we're just going to be talking a lot about coaching. But here's the thing that we need to do. There's a lot of programs that are going to have to be under new construction here because we've lost the names. Coach, you wrote them out.
Well, we talked about it. I mean, when you talk about coaches that have stepped away this year, there's almost 3,000 wins of when it comes to coaches that have stepped away. Rick, Coach Insell just left. But then up at Clark Range, Lamar Rogers. What do you have? 13. He had 1,300 wins.
I think he actually. I think when he retired, he was the winningest active basketball coach in the country. Not in Tennessee, in the country.
This past week, Coach Reuter from Bradley Central decides to step down. Those are three guys that can almost be on the Mount Rushmore of Tennessee high school basketball, and it would be hard to argue against
They probably are.
those three.
Yeah.
Then you have a guy like Coach Rankin that has stepped away football-wise. Yeah. But who's going to replace those guys when it comes to – because those programs were synonymous with those coaches. When you walked in, it was Clark Range, but it was Coach Rogers.
Yep.
Same thing at Bradley, with their success. And then Coach Insell, the shadow that he cast down at either Shelbyville or Shelbyville. Yeah. And then Middle Tennessee State, which, of course, Matt, his son's going to replace. But those are – it's hard to replace legends.
Yeah,
it's hard.
You pointed out another one that you said, Aaron Green.
Aaron Green stepping away from
Oak Ridge.
Up at Oak Ridge.
We saw it locally. 21 seasons from Steve Tribe.
Yep.
DeKalb County's recent, and they just hired a girls basketball. Yeah, it's a great question. Who is going to be that next one? Who is the dean of coaching in Tennessee? I think the one that we can go to is probably Kevin Creasy over in Oakland. When it comes to football, he's kind of there. We did say one name that's going to be very interesting, making his reappearance into high school football, George Quarles. Going to Webb School up there in Knoxville. So maybe those. But, yeah, that's a great question. Are we surrounded by two right now? Do we have a Michael Dodgen and a Joe Pat Cope? Are they some people that you're starting to get there?
Are highly qualified,
and if you
highly recognizable.
And if you want to keep going, what about the I think it's Gillis.
In Cookville. And then the upper one.
I was about to say
10 minutes down the road.
You got some McWilliamses up there. So is that this is one thing that I did remiss or not asking Rick about this is you've called this area the Mecca. Yeah. When it comes to basketball, there are some coaches there, but we have lost one. The Reuter at Bradley Central is another one. So it's going to be interesting to see how some of these programs that everybody has seen be synonymous with winning as they reconstruct their teams and their rosters and their programs.
Because when you're that coach, when you're replacing that guy, when you're walking in the gym on opening night, that's what's being talked about. It's they're kind of, can he get it done or can she get it done versus what we had in and if it doesn't go well early,
it's tough to be the guy.
It's tough to be that guy.
You never follow the legend.
Don't follow the legend.
Be the person that follows the legend that failed. So then you got a little bit of a buffer there. Our Bedlam Cadet message board again. Frank Fisher says he's just tuning in. from the Blackman parking lot where I'm sure he's
Coach
driving
Fisher
the
doing a
bus.
good job of driving. Hey, he's drove that bus to a lot of wins this year, boys.
Shot gang, always chiming in the Ben Lomond Connect message board, said Lamar was third in the nations in wins in the country in 50 years of coaching. And Shay Taylor also says our winner of the Mid-Bums Hot Wings Hot Take card last week says Jamie's a hell of a coach in Cookeville. I would not disagree with that at all.
No
I think they're on the rise. But yeah, there's going to be some people that are going to have to step into some pretty big shoes over the next couple of years, including even the one that we'll see in August, the new coach in DeKalb County. I know they hired somebody. I think it was West was his name. I think he's been the defensive coordinator there for a while, but even a guy like Steve Trapp casts a pretty big shadow locally,
especially in the camp.
Yeah. All right, guys, let's jump into the next one. And again, we're saying it. I'm not going to change this at all. We're going to be talking a lot about coaching. A lot about coaching.
I think we're gonna like this one.
Yeah, so we're gonna jump into Take Your Medicine. Take Your Medicine is sponsored by Spencer Drug Company. If you're tired of being treated like just another number in a big chain pharmacy, it's time to make the short drive to Spencer Drug Company. At Spencer Drug, you're not just a customer. You are family, and it's not a slogan. It's how they do business every single day with friendly faces, personal services, and people who actually take the time to know you. If you need those prescriptions filled fast, they got you covered. If you need answers about your medications, they're right there to help. Spearheaded by Rhonda Barnes, Beth Kirby, and the great team at Spencer Drug Company. They make it easy and convenient to take care of your health. And here's the best part. It's all of the hometown service that you can't get anywhere else. So if you're in Sparta, you're in McMinnville, Spencer, anywhere nearby, take the drive and see the difference yourself. Spencer Drug Company, where service still matters. 120 College Street, 931-946-7900. Take your medicine sponsor. Coach, take your medicine. What's going on in Cookeville?
Pretty easy this week. Last week, as we're leaving, and we've blown the roof off the place last week. I mean, the text and things are coming through. And I get a text about 22 seconds before we walk out the door.
5 minutes after we got off the show.
Yeah.
I almost had to come back and start the show again.
It said that, and it was just a huge surprise because Coach Matt Hill from the Cookeville boys basketball program has resigned. Yeah. And it surprised me because Coach Hill, we'll have some of our loyal listeners and followers be like, man, I can't believe I'm a Coach Matt Hill supporter for this reason. Matt Hill and I have a lot of similarities because you're coaching in your hometown.
Yep.
And you're the head coach. And hey, when it's great, it's great. But man, if it's not going well, a lot of eyeballs on you. You walk in a restaurant and maybe you've seen somebody that didn't make a basketball team or something. It can be tough. Matt Hill did a remarkable job the last couple of years. Yeah. But when you were talking to him, I reached out to him on Wednesday night. And he gave the answers that he needed to give. He gave the answers of, hey, I've got 2 young children. And I kind of said that was kind of the reason Coach Wood decided not to follow myself because, you don't get those opportunities back. And I totally understood where he was coming from with that. But then when it was released the next day, I think UCR may have been one of the first ones that released it. Yeah. And as soon as it's released, you're getting comments of, man, Cookeville, you can't satisfy those people at all. Ooh. I mean, you just can't satisfy them. And parents and coaching, and I'm glad he was here tonight because myself or Trev or Jeff saying it is one thing. Yeah. Coach Rick Insell saying it is another. Yeah. Cookeville, what do we have to do to satisfy you?
Hey, you got to take your medicine. You got to be, as Coach Insell just said, you're all a parent.
You're a parent. And the one these comments came out was it seemed like that they had some parent problems on the Cookeville boys basketball team. And it's been an ongoing deal for this reason. Anybody that knows, and I'm not speaking out of turn here because his own wife put it out there. Coach Bray was ran out of Cookeville for that reason. And Coach Bray won 23 games a year. He averaged 23 wins a year. I don't know if you guys know, but when you do that, you're pretty darn successful, and it wasn't good enough. Now, Coach Hurd goes up there, does a remarkable job, gets to the semifinals of the finals of the state. Yep. He decides to leave. Coach Hill comes in there for 2 years. They finish 5th in the regular season in the district and then have a remarkable run. Yep.
and looked set up to be
And
very
looks
good.
set up to be very good. And you're getting some comments and some people that know that are saying, hey, it's a toxic situation with parents.
Yeah.
When I hear Rick Insell say, be a mom or dad, that's like E.F. Hutton talking, people.
Yeah.
Start being a mom and dad. You know, one of the reasons I had a lot of success at Warren County coaching? You know what one of the biggest reasons?
Good parents.
Had great parents.
Yep.
99% of it was smooth sailing. They let me coach. Brandy Pinniger
Yes.
is old school.
Yeah.
Willie Mae, K-Ron's grandma, old school. Lets you coach. Mark Seymour.
Yep.
Yeah.
He'd have to be old school because he's seen me right in front of his son.
Yeah.
But they let you do your job. That's what parents need to do when you're going through those runs. And right now, it seems that Cookeville has a stigma that you can't satisfy them.
Yeah.
And that would concern me if I was the next guy coming in, because once that starts, how do you stop it? Now, here's how you stop it. You cut the head of it off.
Yeah.
And that would be looking and saying, nope.
Nope.
I ain't keeping that kid.
No thanks on that one. And I maybe it's a coincidence, maybe it wasn't, that we did see one of our local coaches go on Facebook and got a little bit of traction this week.
Yep.
Where Danny Fish said, not every tough coach is a problem. Sometimes it's the first time a player has been held accountable, and that discomfort gets mistaken for negativity on that one. And again, I say, I don't know if he's talking about that situation or just a
And
situation
then I
in
want to
general.
make sure I preface this by saying, there are times that parents are right.
Yep.
And what I mean by that is a coach makes a decision to practice at an odd hour or something of that nature.
Right.
You know what? As coaches, we make mistakes.
Yep.
There's some times that, and you have to have parents. And Coach Insell just said it right here on this show. And I want a lot of coaches out there listening to this. He said there's some college coaches that flat out can't coach. Well, I'll tell you right now, there's some county coaches in the county right now. You guys can't coach a lick. You can't coach a lick. So sometimes parents are right. Okay? Now, that may hurt your feelings, but you couldn't stick what you know about basketball in a freaking thimble. So when you tell me that kid or that kid can't play, I hate to say you can't coach. You know why I know that? Because Coach Insell said guys that get paid six figures can't do it. So if you're getting a hamburger and a cheeseburger and a Diet Coke and you cut kids, hey, you might have had the opportunity to cut them, but you still suck at your profession.
Yeah.
You just bad.
That wasn't a rant.
That wasn't a rant. Where I'm going with that is you have to have a working relationship.
Yes. Yep.
Somehow, some way that relationship. And then when I'm not just talking about the county, but hey, Jeff, if Rick Insell is sitting there saying,
Yep.
and I'm glad my apparel sponsor, C4.
Yep, C4 Sports.
C4 Sports is with us tonight.
Yeah.
Because I know he's going to agree with this. Jeff Chilton's going to agree with this. We got too many. I don't want to say the county program. You got too many teams, but we have a tough enough time finding one or two good coaches. There's no way there's 8. There's no way there's 8 or 9 at county schools. Do yourself a favor, Warren County. Find people that really understand how to coach athletes. It'll help you out. That being said, Matt Hill knew how to coach them.
Yep.
Did a wonderful job.
Yeah.
Why you run a guy like that off? I think it's their loss.
I don't know, man. You got to take some medicine.
No,
Troy.
and some of that is the parents for sure, but some of that's the players. And as a player, you got to be tougher than if you have a bad day of practice or a bad game or whatever. Instead of going home and saying, "Mom, Coach Owens is picking on me."
Yeah.
Just because I turned the ball over, he's just picking on me. He didn't do the same thing to Jeff. He's just picking on me. You just got to be tougher as a kid sometimes, and sometimes there probably is some validity to those complaints. But I feel like a lot of times, especially, I don't know Coach Matt Hill all that well personally, but I've heard what you've had to say about him, what Adam's had to say about him. He's as top notch as it gets.
Quality man
in this area. So for him to get ran out of town for something like that is bush league.
Yep.
Is what it is.
Well, I think that we all kind of subscribe to the same notion. I think that when a coach is trying to coach you, then they still care.
Yeah.
When they stop coaching
Yeah.
you, that's when it's like, hey, making the cut.
You got time for the paper route now.
Yeah, but hey, I got time. carried around. Hey, again, too, but that wasn't to take your medicine. No, that was not. People are asking in the comment section, Bill on Convention.
No, that's not the rant. I guess where I'm going is hey, if Rick Insell, if his son tries out for a team and he wants to give you some advice, I'd probably listen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've done this for a couple of years. I've seen some county coaches. You don't even know that a basketball is round. So when you cut kids, I wouldn't take a lot of. I'd take that with a grain of salt.
Brittany Reinetz on the Ben Level Connect message board says kids these days are capital SOFT soft. I always say SAWFT soft when it comes down to it. Okay. Well, listen, we're not done.
We're not done.
We're not done.
We're speeding right along.
We're just going to the next category that'll still continue to tell you that we're going to talk a lot more about coaching. So let's get into avoiding disaster.
This is going to be quiet.
Tell me about this story.
Avoid Disaster is brought to you by Adam Wood and Farm Bureau Insurance out here in Morrison. We protected all home, auto, life. Stop in and see us at 6282 Manchester Highway. Or give us a call at 931-668-7075. Once again, that's 931-668-7075.
Avoiding disaster again brought to you by Adam Wood, Farm Bureau. I have one for avoiding disaster.
Tell me.
If you are a Warren County administrator right now, or have been in the past
for the last 30 years, 40 years.
For 40, can somebody please look at these damn resumes and find out who is about to be the next gigantic coach in Warren County? Rick Insell sitting here right now. He could have been a coach here.
Yeah. He applied.
Gary Rankin
could have been a coach here.
Could have been a coach here. Kevin Creasy
was
a coach here.
He actually landed here.
Was a coach here. Who is going to be the next? I'll tell you this much.
We may be the only school. We may be the only school system in history that turned Rick Insell down.
Yeah, Rick Insell. Nah, I can't go to it. Gary Rankin's guy head to Smith County, man. See if you can build a legacy there. I mean, good Lord, if I was a coach right now in the school system or in any place in Tennessee, and I was a high school coach, I'd be praying that Warren County opened their jobs up and they turned me down.
Exactly.
I'm going to be a legend.
Yes. Hey, if here's what I'd recommend. If you want to win 1,000 and be in the Hall of Fame, like a Coach Rankin or Coach Insell or Coach Creasy, which is coming, do yourself a favor. Find the Warren County job that's open. Apply for it and then go. Hey, you know how you always say you're going to pray? Pray that they don't hire you. Because if they don't hire you, there's a good chance your Hall of Fame odds go way up.
This is like the Vandal odds. This is like Good Luck Chuck, the movie where the girls would go date the guy because they knew that once they were done with him, they would go get the proposal from the next boyfriend. This is the same thing for coaches in Warren County. If you apply and get turned down at Warren County, that next job, you're going to become a legend.
When I heard that today, I was like, that's one I'd never heard. I'd never heard that he applied for the Warren County boys job.
We've been trying to get out of the ghost of Gary Rankin in football for 50 years. And now Rick Insell's like, hey, by the way,
the shadow.
Y'all beat me in 79, but I was never going to let y'all win again.
We went to 5-on-5 and said, nope, that's not happening.
Man, I tell you what, I bet avoiding disaster on that. And this is the thing, coaches. You and I both know this. There's people out there that still ask about and want and are giants in different sports here that still talk about it every single time a Warren County job opens. Football, girls basketball, boys basketball, baseball. There's people that want to come to Warren County.
Yes.
You know, I mean, I'm not saying that we've gotten it wrong all the time. I think Coach Eric Blue's been a great.
Very good.
I'm just saying that there's people that at the end of the day, we have to get some of these a little bit more right because our miss rate's starting to get a little concerning.
It's not the miss rate.
Well, I mean, we're talking about 50 years ago.
But it's not even the miss rate. It's just who you missed on.
Yeah, that's true.
There's some that we hit on. It's like,
It's a bad out.
and then there's some you hit on or you missed on, and it's like, God, I wish I could have that one back.
Well, I'm telling you, man, it's just when it comes to avoiding disasters, let's maybe not miss out on the next legendary coach in the state of Tennessee, but we might, the pause.
Could be something to that.
Could be.
It started about the 70s, didn't it?
73, yeah. So I'm very curious to see how that goes. But no, that was avoiding disaster again. Trev, tell us a little bit about Adam Wood, our sponsor.
Yeah,
Avoiding
sponsored
disaster.
by Adam Wood. Give us a call at 931-668-7075 or stop in and see us at 6282 Manchester Highway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, the part-time, they
Can't-
actually use this as an
Yeah.
insurance office.
Can't guarantee Coach Rick Insell's here all the time, but there's a chance.
There could be a chance on that one. All right, guys. Well, hey, see you in the future. We actually might get out of coaching talk a little bit.
Yes,
right?
maybe.
We might not. You never know. See in the Future is brought to you by Krebs Kubota. Are you ready to tackle any job in Middle Tennessee, from powerful Kubota tractors, mowers, and construction to steel chainsaws? Krebs Kubota. Krebs Kubota
Crabs Kubota.
has what you need. Your local dealer of choice for sales, service, and rentals. Visit Krebs Kubota in Murfreesboro and experience the Krebs way. That is Krebs Kubota.
I wonder if
At 615-890-1200. You can also find them at KrebsKubota.com.
I wonder if Ames Crabs was smart enough to get Rick Gansel like a Kubota tractor.
For sure.
You know
If
what I
he
mean?
wanted it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I bet it did.
You think
I'll have to ask
They
him.
might have-
Yeah, I bet they've hooked
If
up.
not,
together.
if not,
Yeah, we'll make
You're
that
Matt's
happen.
still there. Matt's still there. You
Yeah.
can still help
Yeah.
out. That is Krebs Kubota. Again, 615-890-1200. I don't know. We might have blown up the speakers on that one.
yeah.
On that
I
one.
don't know
See
if
you.
these little microphones.
We'll pick this one up.
Yeah.
There's Krebs. All right.
Well,
See
what we
you in
got?
the
What we got
future.
on Say in the Future?
Guys, 2 dozen signees from Warren County High School.
24,
I think it's actually 25. after today.
25.
Keely Simpson signed Tustin her track career. Where's this going to go? What's the number going to be? Because we've talked about this over the last few years. It does seem like, as much as we were worried that NIL and maybe these kids weren't going to get the chances to go to college, not a problem. It doesn't seem like in Warren County, 25 signees and just having a good time with it. Where do you see this going? Also, what do you think about some of the signings that we're doing and everything like that?
Honestly, one of the signings was a rodeo signing.
Yes,
Correct?
it was.
Well, I'll be honest. I'm going to guess that young lady, it's a young lady,
Yes.
correct?
Yes, it is.
I bet she could stay on the bull longer than Trey.
Yeah, for sure. See in the future, yes.
Yes, okay. So she had better credentials. I
Yes.
mean, so Trev, we didn't know Trev could have maybe got a college scholarship with riding the bull,
No.
or maybe the coach looked at his bull
Yeah.
riding and said, "No, that won't work."
Yeah, that ain't it.
We threw out a little
That
video
ain't it.
away.
I got a shot at the rodeo clown, not the bull rider.
Frank Fisher will know. He got the commodus,
Yeah.
the thumbs down on this bull running conversation. But no, I mean, also another one was Pride of the Southland Marching
Yep.
Band. We had a young lady who's going to go play there. But we've also had basketball. Keaton Reno yesterday
signed
signs
this
with
week
Motlow.
Yep.
We've had Trinity Reynolds and Devin Fish are both
Yep.
going to LaGrange. We have 3 football players that have signed. We've had multiple golfers that have signed, including, we should give a shout out to Kjo on that. So again, too, just, are we going to hit 30? Are we going to hit 40? I mean, we know, you and I both know this. This junior class of girls has been one of the most ballyhoo
absolutely.
classes that we've ever had come through here. I mean, do they sign 20 on their own next year?
I think that you could see a 3-0 next year.
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
One thing when you're talking about this, when you have 25 signees, you got to have kids. And Trev was with some guys that could have went and played at the next level,
Yeah.
but they didn't want to
Right.
because it didn't fit the school, didn't fit where they wanted to attend college and those type of things.
Mhm.
It seems that all the I's were dotted and the T's were crossed when it comes to, hey, that's where I want to go to college.
Yep.
They're giving me an opportunity to play a sport that I want to play. There's also a lot of opportunities. Let's be honest. Rodeo was not an opportunity back in 1990.
No.
Or 2000.
No.
I am a
Not
little upset
2004.
that Trev didn't get a rodeo scholarship. I'd love to have been at that signing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
sure.
But it seems that we have a group of athletes, and not only athletes, you got the cheerleaders and band, and those are kids that are reaching out,
Mhm.
and they've got some college coaches that are saying, hey, they're receptive. One thing I'd like to ask Coach Insell is when you find a young man or young lady from a particular program, like from the basketball program at Warren County High School, and it works out, are you more susceptible to go back and look there
That's a good one.
versus another?
That was my McCorkle question.
Oh, okay.
No, you're good.
But I guess what I'm saying is, if this trend continues and you're having young people that are successful at the next level, I think there'll be more eyes on Warren County.
I think it's a good question to ask the coaches, but it's also something that we've talked about on this program before. Is that some of these kids are trailblazers?
Yep.
A kid like Isaiah Robledo going to Bethel.
Yep.
A kid like Keely Simpson going to Tusculum. These kids are going to be out there, and you just said it. More likely to go there. Is Keaton Reno going to Motlow because Trayton Terry had got over to Motlow, and they're like, hey, I know a guy from Warren County. A kid like Kyra Perkins who goes to Walters, ends up at Austin P. Now she's going to Georgia Southern. Or a Sable Winfrey is over at Motlow now. I mean, have those kids kind of blazed the trail, and because of their success at the next level, has turned more people into Warren County and said, you know what? Yeah, I will go recruit Warren County. It could happen there. Ben Lomond Connect message board. Deborah Evans says, no more bull riding,
Sorry,
Trev.
Sorry.
No more bull riding.
Is it actually bull riding if you fall before a second?
I don't know.
You know what I'm saying?
You're on the bull. I guess.
You actually were on the bull.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll tell you too, Ben Lomond Connect message board. This spring, refresh more than just your home. You can refresh your internet with Ben Lomond Connect. Enjoy the power of true fiber to the home network built with you in mind. That means no outdated hybrid coax and no frustrating upload speeds from the national providers. Just fast, reliable connection. Choose from 1 gig, 2 gig, and up to 8 gig speeds for your home or business. Stream brighter, game smoother, work smarter all season long with Ben Lomond Fiber. Call your local BLC office or visit Ben Lomond Connect today. Some exclusions may apply. Ben Lomond Connect, delivering internet
at the speed of life.
Boy.
Appreciate that. All right.
About how fast you fell off that bull.
Way faster. Way faster.
At the speed of life. All right. Solons.
Tell me.
You told them.
Rant.
You gave them the warning.
Let's do it.
You said you need to stick around because you got to do the Solons Rant of the Week. We're going to tell you that is brought to you by Supreme Building Products. I tell you, man, Supreme Building Products. I think that at the very least, you need to make sure that you're following those Reese's FYIs
on Fridays.
He's out there, and he's going to tell you all about those latest weekly specials. You can shop local. You can shop Supreme Building Products, the full-service retail lumberyard offering quality products. Trev.
Dimensional lumber.
Let me ask a question, Trev. What do you need for your next building project?
Dimensional lumber.
Okay.
Benjamin Moore paint.
Okay.
A hammer.
Okay.
Some nails.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
What about lumber?
Lumber.
Logs.
Shingles.
Shingles.
Concrete blocks.
Spring has all that.
Sheet metal. What?
I don't know.
Sheet metal. Go ahead and give me some sheet metal at Supreme.
Again, FYI
Some
Fridays with
sheet
Reese
metal.
Moore, Supreme Building Products. Be following those latest weekly specials. Shop local. Shop Supreme Building Products. Solons?
Go ahead.
We ready?
I'm going to say 4 minutes. Trev, start the clock, and y'all can zoom it on in on Solons. He's going to be talking.
Here's what I'm going to say. When it comes to Supreme, this is the only rant that I've ever read or done that Reese called me this morning and said, I need you to do this.
Yep.
And you know what I said? I'm one step ahead of you, brother. I've already started. Every one of you in this listening audience, I'll guarantee you, has read or heard about an event that's happening on Friday. And I'm going to read it, and then we're going to talk about it. It's a fundraising barbecue luncheon for Joe Damon. It's at Ben Lomond Connect offices, at Ben Lomond Connect office location on Friday, May the 8th, 2026, from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. It's a fundraiser for Joe Damon and his family. Joe is an employee of Ben Lomond who was critically injured in a motorcycle accident and could use the support of all friends and community members. For $12, you'll get a barbecue sandwich, you'll get chips, you'll get baked beans, you get a dessert and a drink. On this brochure that's been put out on social media, and it's been shared multiple times, and I'm sure it's been talked about on other shows and those type of things. It says, join us for fun, delicious meal while supporting a great cause. Deliveries are available upon request. And it says to please contact Susan at 931-316-6806 and Allison at 931-808-3679. Now, I read that for this reason. we have seen this posted. I think it started last week. I believe that was the first time I read it, because I know Joe was injured probably, I would say, almost 2 weeks ago, 10 days to 2 weeks ago, something of that nature. Okay. And I'm reading, and you read it, and you're thinking, yeah, hey, I'll go help that cause. And then I've started thinking, Joe Damon is you. Joe Damon is me. Joe Damon is your friends. Joe Damon is a father, or Joe Damon is your son. Joe Damon has coached and worked in this community ever since he was a young child. Here's how I know this. Steve Damon is his father, and we do work for Steve Damon on a weekly basis. I actually get the pleasure of working with Joe Damon's younger brother every single day, Jake. Now, Jake he's the young brother, probably the wild card. Now he got his head on straight. And honestly, Jake Damon and my father, they have a nickname in our business. One of them's called Heat, one of them's called Beat. They heat it with a torch and they beat it with a hammer. Now, I'm not going to tell you who heats and who beats, but that's what they do. Okay? He's got 3 kids. Kai, Huck, and Kaylin. Reese Moore told me that Joe Damon was building a house. They just started building a home. He works at Ben Lomond, so he works in this community. It's funny because Coach Wood and I, this past Saturday, went and did something I have not done in like 25 years. Started riding a motorcycle again. I'm going to start racing a motorcycle again. So Coach Wood and I are out talking, and this gets brought up about Joe. And I'll never forget, I looked at Coach Wood and I said, here's what's wild about this. I don't think I've ever met Joe Damon. And we've coached in this circle for years. I've met his brother.
I agree. I know his kids.
I know his children.
Yeah.
I know the family, but I don't think I've ever met Joe Damon. But when I'm sitting there thinking about that, and Coach Wood said, Chris, I don't think I have either. But Joe has been in this community all his life. He's took your kids to trips on sporting events. He's watched your children, his children, walk across the stage. He's got a son-in-law, VB.
Yep.
Austin Hodges, that we actually had the opportunity to coach. Great young man. When I say Joe Damon is one of us, I want you to think about this. An accident happened that could happen to any one of us. You can be in a ballpark. Something happened. Joe's not out asking for this. This community saying we want to help. Yeah. Here's what I'm going to ask this community to do. I want back to the strip 2.0. I want them lined up from DeKalb County, lined up all the way from Irving College, Apple, and we're all coming together to be at Ben Lomond. For lunch. For $12, one meal can help this family in ways that are beyond the measure. When I say he's one of us, that could have been any one of us. And we're going to find out how much this community loves and supports each other. I asked Susie, I had her on the phone because my mother called and said, Susie, we want some meals. And I told Susie, I said, hey, we're going to do this, and I hope you sell out of food. I mean this with all due respect to our 2 main restaurant supporters. I hope you don't have anybody at lunch on Friday. I hope everybody goes and tries to help this family, because these are the type of people that you want in this community. I'm sitting there thinking about Joe, and Jake was telling me about how Joe and Huck loved riding motorcycles together. My best times in life was my father and I doing that. I would, if I could go back and live that day one more time, I'd do it. I'd do it 1,000 times if it was my last day. I want you, this community, and I know this county will. Come Friday, drop everything you're doing. And if you have to wait in line 30 minutes to get food, smile, because we're able to do it. Ben Lomond, You have everybody that you want for my business on call if food has to be delivered. If we've got to take it to Sparta, call us. This community is willing to help. Because you know why? Because Joe Damon would help you.
Without question.
He's the type of man, and I've never met him, but I know his family. He would give you the shirt off his back.
Yep.
Warren County, you can't spell it without we can.
Yep.
Warren County can't be spelled without we can. We can help. We want to help. And I implore you to go help. I hope that Back to the Strip 2 starts at 11 o'clock and it goes to 8 o'clock at night. And there's not enough food in this county.
Yep. I'm hungry.
I'm telling you, I can't wait to see the turnout. For the people that are organizing this, bless you. And for the people that are going to go help a family, thank you. Can't wait to see it. And Joe, we're praying for you. Huck, Kai, Kaylin, and Austin, we love you. That's all I got.
I'll have one more in there. Brant.
4
kills.
My bad.
They're good.
My bad.
No, Brent, Huck, Kai, and
My bad.
Taylor on that. Jenna Sullins pointed out, Bill on the Connect message board also pointed out Isaiah Gresson. It's been an honor to coach with Joe. He gives it his all every day on our football family, has been missing him. Josh Winfrey on the Bill on the Connect message board said, I saw Joe coach a play day by himself, varsity and JV, probably 6 games at times, 2 going on at the same time. Never skipped warm-ups, never stopped coaching, never stopped calling pitches, often misses his own children's games. His commitment to his players is unmatched. I have had the pleasure of meeting Joe Damon. He's been coaching. I've talked to him several times on our journeys together with me being a sports reporter and him being a coach here. Fantastic guy. Everybody loves Joe. He's a great guy. He's set the foundation in a lot of different sports. He's that guy that Rick Insell was talking about.
Yes.
That sometimes you see those guys down at the lower levels that might be better coaches than the upper levels because they're having to do the things that they have to do to work with what they have. And Warren County wouldn't have been as successful in wrestling right now,
No.
which he's involved in.
Yes.
Softball, which he's always been involved in. Football that he's been involved in. A lot of the success that we've had in those sports over the last few years are a lot of because of what the work Joe's done. So again, too, Friday, go over there, check that out. What was the time again on that one? If
It was
11 to 2.
11
Oh,
11 and 2.
Oh, you're talking about the time of the rant?
Oh, talking
No,
about
we ain't worried about that.
Oh, it is past.
We ain't worried about
He
that.
went way longer on that one. I knew he would too once he got on there, but 11 to 2. I'm telling you, I don't think he'll make 2.
No,
Don't
they're
say
I
not.
don't think so.
They will sell that. You better get there early.
I told Susie, I said, whatever you ordered, get ready. You're going to have to order a whole lot more.
Yeah, absolutely on that one. But Joe Damon, thinking about you, and thinking about the whole Damon family. Let's go to our next segment. And guys, this is a new one.
What we got?
Y'all ready? This is going to be called Buy or Sell. And the reason why we're going to call it Buy or Sell is because our segment sponsor is First National Bank mortgage lender Daryl Cook.
Cookie.
D-Love.
D-Love.
Before we tell you who we're buying and who we're selling this week, we're going to tell you about making the right investment off the field. That buy or sell segment is brought to you by Daryl Cook with First Mortgage. Buying or refinancing can feel overwhelming if you don't know what to expect. But when you've got someone walking you through every step, it gets a whole lot easier. Daryl and his team at First Mortgage takes pride in helping folks from across Middle Tennessee feel confident in their decisions, whether you're buying your first home or making your next move. If you're ready to get started, give Daryl a call at 931-743-5563 or shoot him an email at dcook@fnbmt.com. That's dcook@fnbmt.com. Daryl Cook, NMLS number 2359079 with First Mortgage, member FDIC, equal housing lender. All right, boys. Hey, welcome to the program, Daryl Cook.
D-Love.
New sponsor.
Hey, I deal with him almost on a daily basis. When it comes to mortgage lending and doing those things, he's as top tier as he
Would you
is.
say he's first rate?
First rate?
You can't go wrong with a nickname like D-Love.
No.
You know what I mean?
D-Love,
Yeah.
All right, well, we're going to do buy or sell. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come up with every week, I'm going to come up with a little bit of local, a little bit of regional, maybe a little bit of national. And I'm going to ask y'all you buying or selling this situation? So on this week with this one, the very first time, we'll see how it goes. The first one that I have to ask on this one, flag football's up in Rockville right now.
Buy.
Are we a state contender?
Double,
Buy. Go ahead.
double down, buy, whatever you got to do.
Stay contenders.
Sign me up.
Yeah.
Sign me
Do
up.
the mortgage, bet the whole mortgage on it?
Yep.
All right. So you're
refinance, whatever we got to do.
Yeah, we will know probably by the time we get off the show whether how that game's going in Rockville. But Coach, this program as a perennial state contender, do you buy this or sell this?
Oh, it's a buy.
It's
It's a buy.
100%.
I told Trev, this is going to be a time I'm just flat out agreeing with Trev. I'm his yes man.
Here we go.
I'm his yes man now. Yeah, it's flat out buy.
Yeah,
Okay.
15-1 regular season, won 50-12 against Rockville, have a chance to, or against 50-12 against Riverdale, have a chance to beat Rockville and get to the state championship tonight. So that Blackman ... says Franklin Fisher. But I think that I think where they're set up is they're set up to continue to do this at a yearly basis.
No doubt.
All right. Well, here's a tough. I'll ask Sullins this one first.
Tell me.
Buy or sell? Rick Barnes has rebuilt a roster that's Final Four bound next year.
Sell.
Selling it? You will not, Trev?
I'm gonna say sell. I don't know exactly what's been brought in, but the guard play. I don't unless has he brought in a big time.
Oh, they brought in a lot of everything.
He did, but that being said, I still think that there's a lot of other teams bringing in a lot of other.
If
items.
I said Elite 8,
I think that's a buy.
so you're a buy on
A buy.
Elite 8, you're a sell on the Final Four. That's tough.
I'm not saying play yet.
Yeah.
So right now I'm saying sell.
I
They've
think,
not done that before.
Trev, I'll give you the stat that I think I saw the other day that they said that the transfers that they brought in combined to score, if you took their scoring averages last year, 106 points. There was a guy from California that's a pretty solid guard, a guy from Belmont that's can flat out
Solid.
shoot. And then the guy from Wake Forest, Juke Harris, that they just brought in, who was supposed to be, they were fighting him with the NBA. They thought he might go to the NBA.
I think that when I'm saying selling, I'm not selling anything based on what Coach Barnes. I think they're going to be very, very successful. But a Final Four, that's just a tough ask.
Well, I mean, it's an easy sell when you say that Rick Barnes has only been there once. So
Well,
it's a little bit easier to make the
Did
sell.
Amen go? Did he go?
Yeah.
Yeah, he left.
Okay.
Well, I don't think he's officially
He's not-
gone, but I don't think he's going back to college. All right, well, buy or sell on the national one, and I got to be selfish, man. Sometimes I got to shoehorn.
Yeah.
Sometimes I got to shoehorn the topic in there that y'all won't let me talk about all the time. Buy or sell the Spurs playoff success. Western Conference semifinals tonight. They're game 2. They lost to the T-Wolves in the game 1.
Sell.
You're selling it?
Sell.
Why?
Huh?
What are you doing?
Is
Trevor?
Ant-Man playing?
Huh?
Ant-Man's playing.
I'm buying Ant-Man every time.
You're buying Ant-Man, selling the Spurs.
Every time.
Okay. Sullins?
I may be a little bit like Kendrick Perkins. I really thought this was a team that was going to the NBA Finals.
Yep.
And now I don't know if they're going to win this series. There's
Okay.
something about the Minnesota.
They got some swag.
Well, not only that, I don't know if it's a great matchup.
It's
It's,
not.
just not a good matchup.
They're
I
tough.
think that San Antonio is one of the top 3 teams in the NBA,
Mhm.
but this is the one team they didn't want to face. I would like the matchup more if it was Denver.
Yeah, I actually would too.
I really would.
The more that I watched that first series, I was like, God, I mean, and as Trev pointed out, Anthony Edwards, when he got hurt, I was like, okay, well that might make it. But the moment they said he was good to go on game 1, and I knew I was there when I watched the regular season game when Ant put 55 on the Spurs. I was like, that's not great.
Nope.
When they're putting Sammy Hagar numbers on you,
Yeah.
you're in a little bit of trouble.
I'm a sell right now.
I
I think tonight's very pivotal.
gotta win.
You got
It's
to
a
win
must
tonight's
win.
basketball.
It's a must win for the
Basketball.
Spurs. I'll even say this: if we really want to talk about it, I might buy them winning this series. I'm selling them as a chance. I think Oklahoma City's just going to be too. Whoever comes out of this series, I just don't think they're going to beat Oklahoma City. I think Oklahoma City's going back to back. I think
they
the
are
team,
too.
and I will say this much: I think the best team in the East got beat in the first round. I think the Celtics were the
I
best team in
agree.
the East,
I agree.
and they just kind of played with their food a little bit too much. Got them some trouble. So
I
hey,
agree.
buy or sell. So we're buying flag football locally.
Yes.
Selling Rick Barnes as a Final Four contender
Yes.
on there, and selling the Spurs on the very first one. Again, buy or sell. That's going to be brought to you by First Mortgage Lender Daryl Cook. D-Love. Love that guy. Thank you for supporting the show. And again, thank you to C4 Apparel. We've
C4
had
Apparel.
people jump on in the last time. Tell us a little bit about the apparel.
See,
And I will say, before we say this, I've actually had multiple people ask,
Yep.
hey, when are y'all going to put y'all's line out? What are y'all
They
going
want
to
it.
do? That was when can we buy shirts? When can we buy hats? We're working on
we're
it
working on that as we speak.
because they got to outfit the big guy first.
Yep. Had to buy some curtains this
Yeah.
weekend.
Curtains? Really?
Well, you said the big guy.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's true.
come on.
But no, but C4.
No,
Jeff
see,
Chisholm
like
is-
Jeff Simmons. My bad. That's really
Oh, he's gonna.
He
I
already-
don't know.
he
I don't know which one of us is gonna be more pissed
he,
about.
he already hammered me last week.
You struggle with Jeff.
Yeah, I'm struggling with Jeff today big time.
Yeah.
Okay. Jeff Chisholm,
Yeah.
C4 Apparel, locally owned and operated, outfitting all the teams in this area
And big guys.
and big guys. Any kind of sports apparel, athletic apparel.
He does it all.
You won't need new uniforms, new team jerseys, practice uniforms, shirts, windbreakers, you name it. He's got it. Give our buddy a call over at C4 Apparel.
Pretty sure he did
Jeff-
all flag football jerseys.
Jeff Chisholm, I believe, did do the flag football jerseys,
Yep.
and they look sharp as they're going to state.
Yep.
Hey, let C4 Apparel know. And hey, and the swag
Mhm.
is coming.
Yep.
Thank you, Mr. Chisholm.
Yes, absolutely. And Michael Dodge in the Ben Loma Connect message board says needs a shirt with Trev's face on it.
That'd be a seller right
That's
there.
a big shirt.
That's a
though.
big shirt.
I actually heard that was already sold out. Already sold out. Also, Josh Winfrey says sounds like we need some Team Sullins motorcycle racing gear. Too.
We'll talk about that next week.
We're gonna get into that. But no, again, too. Thank you to Jeff Chisholm,
Absolutely.
CPL for their sponsorship of the show. Thank you to
Thank you.
Daryl Cook
Appreciate
and
it.
First Mortgage Lending and his sponsorship of the show. And I'll tell you a little bit about another
Man, we got
sponsor,
sponsors
guys. We
everywhere.
got sponsors everywhere, and I'm gonna have to go back and pull this one in because I'm telling you, I thought I had all my prep work done, and then I realized I still haven't gotten everything done here. But the Lock Shop 931-473-4216. They're going to be the sponsor. At one point we're going to do Lock of the Week. We're going to bring Lock of the Week back, but we're going to do that when we have consistent enough games, and that'll probably be in August. Right now, for now, we're going to do Locked In. And before we get into who needs to lock in this week, let me tell you a little bit about someone that you need to know to make sure you're never stuck on the outside looking in. That is the Locked In segment, brought to you by the Lock Shop right here in McMinnville. Whether you're dealing with your home, your business, or your vehicle, there are folks you can call when you need fast, reliable help. Locked your car keys in the car, need help at your home or office? The Lock Shop has you covered with residential, commercial, and automotive services, and they offer 24-hour emergency service when you need it most. They've been your hometown locksmith since 1996. They're bonded, certified, licensed, so you know the job's getting done right. You can give them a call at 473-4216. That's 473-4216, and let the Lock Shop get you back in. Rob Williams.
We saw our
Prater.
you know how a lot of times when you get into ad reads, you want testimonials.
Yeah.
I think that we had a testimonial
We
last
did.
week.
Yeah.
We're
We're sitting there at Prater's.
We're out Prater's, and Rob Williams, the Lock Shop, says, "Hey, I'll get in that car."
Yeah.
Hey, got right in.
Is
Didn't
it?
break any windows.
No.
Did a remarkable job. Hey, if you lock something, if you're like CJ Taylor and lock your keys
God.
in places, call him. He'll make it happen.
CJ has him on speed dial.
473-4216.
Yes.
Again, the Lock Shop. Now, who needs to lock in
There's one team.
in Warren County?
There's one
It's
team.
pretty simple.
Pretty simple.
Warren County High School girls softball team won big game 9-7 last Friday
Yes.
against Coffee County. Lost to Lincoln County last night 8-0. Now they're going to play Coffee County again. And now this time, loser goes home.
Loser leaves town. Basically.
Loser leaves
Yeah,
town.
loser leaves town.
The winner gets themselves into the district finals. Also punches a ticket to the region tournament.
And that's
next week.
probably the most important thing. You get to the region.
You have
You're in
you know,
the region. You know you're there.
Yeah, so they have to lock in. Played a phenomenal game. They made a phenomenal comeback last week, 9-7.
You were there.
I was in Alpha calling
You
it.
were calling it.
Yeah, I was calling the game.
Look, Conor McGregor on the strut.
Yeah,
Yes,
hey.
boom,
Oh.
boom. Let the shoulders going. See what
I
do
didn't-
that.
I didn't when Jeff, because you sent us the video in our group. I
Yeah.
didn't realize when she hit it, we were down.
Yeah,
We were still down.
We were still- it was 7-1 when she hit the three-run homer.
after she hit.
Yeah, that's
I
what
mean,
I'm saying.
and we were still down.
that's what I'm saying is after she hit it, she struts, and it's still like, hey, we got a long way to go to get back.
Oh.
One thing I would recommend, Celia Goudat,
Yeah.
and hey, take this with a grain of salt. You have to do that as you walk across the stage and get your diploma. You just
It's
have
mandatory.
To, it's mandatory
Yeah.
because that strut's kind of yours. What I would recommend is that, and we've been around teams.
Mhm.
This is a loser leave town. You lose, season's over.
Yep.
you got to go in there with some confidence and some swag.
Yeah.
You can't be thinking, what if?
Yeah.
They can't be the negative what if thoughts.
Yeah.
You got to be thinking, we're going down there and we're beating them back to back. Hey, Coffee County going down 0-2 against us in tournament play.
Yeah.
Set the tone early, and let's get to the region so we can get back to the district finals. It's that simple.
Yeah, I think this is when I say locked in moment. This is not a game you want to fall behind 7-0 against and think you can rally back out of it. That game will be at Lincoln County tomorrow night for like I said, the losers bracket finals. Winner goes to play Lincoln County later in the night. Also book a ticket into the region tournament. Yeah, but
it concludes tomorrow night then, basically.
Well, if the team was if Warren County or Coffee County was to beat Lincoln County,
we got to come back.
They got to come back the next night. If not, Lincoln County wins the district. Either team will have to beat Lincoln County twice if they get there. But the thing with Warren County is you got to get there.
You got to get there
because a lot of that too is. There was a big celebration on Friday night when they came back. There's the first time since 2022 that they beat Coffee County 12 games in a row. It doesn't mean as much if you turn around and lose.
I know we run a little bit long, so we're going to kind of wrap this. But I want to ask you a question about that because it's 7-0. You and Jay. There's people talking about you could hear them.
Yeah.
They were saying that Warren County was going to get run ruled.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying, hey, the odds of that happening was a lot higher than
the comeback.
Yeah. You were around that and you saw that comeback. Do you think that this Warren County team now has got that monkey off the back where we can beat Coffee County?
You got to hope so.
Okay.
You got to hope so. I think that a lot of things went right in the last 3 innings, but I would say Warren County could say that a lot of things went wrong for them in the first 4 innings. They lost by 1 run, 3-2 in the regular season. They lost by 1 run, 2-1 in the regular season, and then they come back and win 9-7. These teams have played 3 times, and the scoring differential in those 3 games is nothing.
Okay,
it's even. Warren County beat them by 2. They beat Warren County twice by 1. These are 2 dead even teams. I think they're one thing that you have that does what you're saying is you've lost to them 12 in a row. So even when you think you're even, you're not.
Okay.
Last Friday says we can be. We can do it. So, but you have to do it again.
They're going to play tomorrow night. No, I'm not going to ask you for a winner or a loser. I'm going to ask you this: what's the run total? Do you think it's 2-1, or basically are we going to see another 7? 5-7, 9-8, 10-11? Top score of that game.
I'll be honest. I think tomorrow night, if a team gets to 4 runs, they got to feel pretty good that they're going to win.
Okay.
I don't think this is another 9-7.
Okay, you don't think it's another 9-7. You don't think it's a 6-5. You don't think 10 combined runs are going to be scored.
I take that under on 10 combined runs. And if there is 10 combined runs, it's because one team's just taken off and ended up putting it away. I just don't think there's going to be a lot of runs scored in tomorrow night. It's going to be because it's the winter. I mean, people are going to be nervy when the batter's box. Okay. And 2 pretty good pitchers probably going to be locked up together. So we got to get locked in.
Yep.
On that one. Trev, you want to make a call on that?
No, I think. What'd you say? Combined. I think the combined run total is 8.
You think 8?
8.
Okay.
Yeah. So you better be the first one to 4. If it's 8 on that one. All right. Last segment, guys, and then we're going to wrap it up here. When again, too, I hope everybody's who's been with us the entire night. Appreciate y'all. Again, I don't know if we're ever going to talk the Red Cancel thing. But,
nope.
If not, I'll tell you what, we're probably going to get some Praters or something.
Yeah.
And go have a good time with that too. Again, too, Praters Barbecue, sponsor of the Warren County Sports Authority. Also, Mud Buns, Hot Wings, Hot Take, which I don't know. Can we run a $15 gift card to Insell and tell them thanks for being our power broker of the week and he threw some pretty good hot takes in there as well. I don't know. We'll decide on that one. But McCorkle Landscaping, random questions. If you are just looking for a makeover, let McCorkle Landscaping bring your outdoor vision to life. Owned and operated by Mitchell McCorkle, this local landscaping expert offers everything from nursery services to custom landscaping to retaining walls, irrigation systems, and full hardscape designs. If you need grading, sod installation, land clearing, or excavation, they got you covered. If you want to refresh your space with weeding, mulching, or lawn resurfacing, it's no problem. They even offer professional design consultations to help you plan your perfect outdoor space. Big job or small, residential or commercial, McCorkle Landscaping is your go-to team for reliable quality results. You can call them today, 931-212-5174. Again, that's 931-212-5174. McCorkle Landscaping, digging deep to build your dream outdoors. Give me a random question.
Hey, boys, this is pretty simple.
Tell me.
What's the best Little Debbie out there?
Oh,
good.
Oh, I thought we were trying to get out of here early.
I'm just saying.
I've got, yeah.
It was a conversation in the office. I just got to get y'all.
Yeah, what's yours?
Oh man, I mean this is I can't.
It's tough.
I hate you for this.
It's tough.
Okay, so I went to the Tennessee baseball game last night. On the way in Crossville, we stopped at the gas station. I'm sitting there in front of the Little Debbie's. I got to get one. I did grab a zebra cake yesterday, and I'm a zebra cake guy. But if you ask me what my absolute favorite is, Swiss cake rolls.
That's not bad.
I get two.
It's not bad.
Actually, I get 6 packs of two.
You just brought up something there. You just brought up something there because you get two.
Yep.
See, I'm a Little Debbie guy, but I've got to go to the market.
Okay.
Because the small fudge rounds and oatmeal pies are nothing like
you
the double
doubles.
deckers. You got to have the double decker fudge round. You know what I mean? And what's bad is you can't put two of them together and try to recreate it.
No, it doesn't work that way.
Doesn't work.
Yeah. Ah, man.
I like it. That's a boy.
Zebra cake, man.
You're a zebra cake
guy.
Yeah. I mean, I got the big zebra. It wasn't the 2-pack. It was the gigantic.
Oh, you got the big one.
It was pretty
The
solid.
Nutty Buddy's good too.
Nutty Buddy.
Good.
None of them are. I'll tell you this one.
You can't go wrong.
You can
There's
you
no
can
wrong
keep
answer.
every Star Crunch.
Y'all.
Oh, those, yeah.
Keep them. Don't need them.
Got the star about the crunch.
Yeah.
I'm a fat man, but I ain't eating that.
I'm a fat man.
Pass.
Hey, I'm a fat man, but I ain't that man.
Yeah, I ain't that guy. Fat man ain't that man.
I ain't that man.
Don't need it.
How many desserts he's turned down?
Hey, Jeff's diet consists of Star Crunch. Lost. That's better than the shot.
Oh, Sean Gang says strawberry cream is strong.
No,
Ah,
Sean, we're disagreeing on that.
Yeah, I just I think sometimes when you get into those, it's like you're just trying to do the zebra cake in a different flavor. It's the same thing. Stick with the zebra cake.
Don't make go, you go. What you got?
You go ahead.
Here's mine. And Trev brought it up a little bit. Is there any times, because Trev saved me today in a way, because you have so many contacts in your phone.
Mm-hmm.
So there's messages. And what I mean by message, like group messages.
Yeah.
So most of the time the group message with Trev is Trev and Jeff Simmons.
Yeah.
Well, today, somehow, some way, I got mixed up with Trev and Jeff Lee.
Oh, wow.
So I sent something about Rick Insell, and y'all hadn't responded for like 30 minutes. So Trev sends me a message back and says, man, who is that other person that you just sent that text to? And I figured out I didn't send it to the right Jeff.
Yep.
Where has there been a time that you sent that text or somebody has sent you one, you're like, dude, wrong person.
I'm not going to use examples of what I said, but have you ever done it where you were talking about somebody and you sent it to the person you were talking about? That'll happen.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, I need
Trev's a jackass. And all of a sudden I send it to Trev, and I'm like,
That's what that was.
Yeah.
Well, oh, man, no, not you. The other Trev.
He said that to me on April 1st, on April 4th. Oh, got me.
So
No, I have done that.
Yeah.
I have.
Yeah, I did it. I think I did it to you, not in that sense.
Yeah, you did it to me once.
One practice or going to practice, I blew a tire.
Yeah.
And I texted, hey, I blew a tire. Well, then I was texting somebody else that I was meeting after practice. So that I blew a tire. You said, yeah, you already told me. I said, damn.
I'll give you this one. Franklin Fisher's in the comment section, and this is going to get me in trouble.
Okay.
But I don't care. I'll even use the names. There was a foursome scramble that I think went to the Senior Olympics and won.
Okay.
It was Franklin Fisher. I'm pretty sure Bobby Cox,
Stan Jacobs,
David Upton,
and Stan Jacobs.
Yes. I send a group message out because I have all their numbers.
Yeah.
I send it to Franklin Fisher. I send it to David Upton. I send it to Bobby Cox. And I send it to Bill Rogers because I just kind of got them confused.
Yeah, because
you there? You get. And I was like, man, did I feel like a dumbass?
Yes.
I was like, I had to back myself out of that group message and send something to Stan the man. Instead of, I was like, man, I've left out Stan.
Yeah.
Now Bill Rogers is probably getting this message like, why am I in this?
Yeah,
and then he's probably sitting there like,
why didn't they invite me?
You know, of course, he's probably also thinking, wait, did he just get me confused?
Stan?
So yeah, that would have been one of the worst ones. One of the worst ones I've ever done was that one right there. I was like, yeah. And Fisher's laughing and been looking at that before. He remembers.
Yeah.
I text him. I was like, man, I've stepped in this.
And
Can you get me Stan's number? Like,
And not only that, you step in it, you're trying to figure out how you're gonna get out of it. So,
Yeah.
so what I did is I put it on trail,
Oh,
like you didn't even know who Jeff Lee was.
Yeah, come on.
And Jeff was like, "Come on, man, you know who
I was
I
asking
Yeah.
Jeff Lee, man. I think it's Jeff Lee to answer these questions. All right,
Well, yeah.
last one from the corporate landscaping. We talk about a lot on this show, but sometimes we miss stuff.
Tell me.
How in the world did we miss any Kentucky Derby talk last week? You just don't care.
I mean, are you?
I mean,
when you say-
normally we like the man. Those
you
are
talking
that's an
about,
event.
are you talking about like Amish NASCAR?
Amish NASCAR. That's good.
You just don't think that would rise to the level of Warren County Sports Authority to even talk about the Derby?
Well, but no, I mean,
That's
no,
that's
no,
hilarious.
No, but
I
I
can't
guess what
believe-
I'm saying is, I like the Kentucky Derby, but we focus on that race for 2 minutes. And is there any point in time in any part of the year that you ever think about horse racing again next year?
No, not unless you get to the Preakness and you got a Triple Crown.
That's the Belmont. You go
No.
Preakness.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But you understand,
There you go.
you understand what I'm
Then
saying?
no.
So it's 2 minutes. Here's the thing bothers me about the Kentucky Derby. We do all this prep
Yeah, hoop and roll for
for
2
2 minutes. And now it seems like it used to start at 4:30, then it got pushed back to 5. It seemed like it was almost dark before they started.
So really, the better question to me is the Kentucky Derby overrated? Buy or sell?
As a viewer on TV,
I watched
Yeah.
it.
as a viewer on TV, yes. As an attendee, I think it would probably be a blast.
Yeah.
That okay. I
I'm
think
over
it
there
would.
in
I
that
think
juleps.
it would be a blast. But I also would say this: I don't think there's any way. It's kind of like going to Talladega watching it. Once they get out of turn one, you got to wait 2.5 minutes for them to get back around.
Yeah.
But, hey, to me, it'd be hard to see it.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought about it as it was happening. I'm like, we didn't even talk about the Kentucky Derby on this show last week, and I was like, maybe it's just not a topic worthy.
You
of
talk about it on
story.
Simmons Says?
Huh? Yeah.
We were talking. We got to save you some stuff.
Hey, that's kind of like hey, you put it on IMAX.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's more of a lifetime movie guy. You know what I mean? Yeah, I love it. Attaboy. That trail.
This has been your Warren County Sports Authority show. We will be back next week, 5 o'clock.
Last thing I want to say. Turn out for Joe Damon.
Absolutely.
And I guarantee you Warren First will be there live covering it because that's what they do.
See ya.
Thank you. Too long.